offseason, just everything a fan needs to keep going. Always in season, get all of ESPN all in one place. Download the ESPN app on your TV or phone today.
Navigating today's complex market takes more than a bank. It takes a strategic partner. Fifth Third Bank helps businesses manage risk and solve financial challenges with industry-specific expertise and local decision-making. With 167 years of experience and nearly 20 years serving Milwaukee, Fifth Third delivers solutions like commercial payments, capital structure optimization, and risk mitigation. Big enough for sophisticated solutions, local enough to make decisions that matter. Connect with the Fifth Third Milwaukee team today. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman from KBN. Tune in to Kyle Brust and Nortman every day from 2 to 5. WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Three-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde.
There aren't any Jasons 12 and under. That's a dead name.
Packers Hall of Famer, Mark Tauscher.
How many kids do you hear, hey, Marky, it might be almost to the point of Ruth?
Live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios in downtown Milwaukee at the 3rd Street Market Hall.
You love that name so much, you don't even go by it.
If you call me Mark, I'm fine. I like my name. I like my name a lot.
This is Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tosh.
It's Wilde and Touch, isn't it?
Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
It is the Tuesday edition. The Guess Who's Back? Back again. Tausch is back. Tell a friend. I did get some feedback yesterday that we talked a lot more football when Brian Bulaga was on the show. Doesn't mean it's better, it's just different. And we thank Brian for being our cousin sub of the day edition.
We got some feedback on Friday. I'll tell you about it after 11:15.
You got
great.
Beat guys breaking stuff that was wrong? Is that what that was? Huh? What?
I don't know about that. Can't wait to hear that at 11:15. The Evan Cohen getting after our guy? I'm not excited about that, but I look forward to him joining us at 9:30 edition. And, of course, championship weekend reactions since Old Boy wasn't here yesterday. How's he feel about the big game matchup? And who's he going to play on Prize Picks edition of Wilde and Tausch? On 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam, ESPNWisconsin.com, the ESPN app, your Alexa smart speaker, streaming live video, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and, of course, everything you need on the all-new, all-redesigned, all-free, and all-customizable ESPN Wisconsin app, which you can find both in the Apple and Android app stores. I'm Jason Wilde in Green Bay. Jesse Nelson's in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios, and so is the star of our show. He's like the North Star, the star that the wise men followed on Epiphany. He is the Packers Hall of Famer. He is Mark Tauscher. Tausch, good morning. How are you?
I'm great because for the first time I mentioned. What are you shaking your head about?
I can't imagine what this is going to
What do you mean?
Start as. I go ahead.
Well,
go
what?
ahead.
You jumped in. You have to have a strong feeling. What's your strong feeling?
I feel like a red carpet was laid out for you making your triumphant return to the Everlight Solar studio this morning.
Red carpet?
Yeah.
It's 7 degrees outside. Nobody was giving me hand warmers. No, red carpet. Tell me more. Tell me about this red carpet.
Oh, you got people setting up a special computer for
because
you
the camera is broke on the other one. Hey, trust me, if you don't want me on video, I'll shut this bad boy down right now.
No, you're
Here's
good.
what
You're
I would
good.
say. I don't know what that was. Sometimes I love a good Jesse interjection. That one made no sense because he's not making any sense. But that's neither here nor there.
Sometimes it doesn't make any sense because he's not making any sense.
There you go. Number one seed. Did I tell you? Did I tell you that the number one seed in the NFC was coming out? Green Bay would have been there. They would have been. Yes, I did. Most important number one seed in the history of the NFC was this year. Does Seattle win that game if it's in L.A.? No, they don't.
I thought you said L.A. doesn't have any home field advantage.
But they would have not had a road advantage. Come on now.
Okay. All right.
Nothing surprised me about to get back to your championship Sunday. Nothing overly surprised me. I'm glad I went to the Badger game and didn't watch. We were paying attention and watching at halftime of the Denver debacle. Sean Payton maybe ain't as smart as everybody thinks he is, huh? Yeah, maybe he needs players and a quarterback to win. But all in all, thought obviously the Sunday night game was fantastic. It was a great battle. And I want to snuff this out now.
Oh, boy.
A couple of years ago, the NFL wants money. We all know that. I tell you, why would they do this? Why would they do it? Can we make sure, as fans and as media, let's stop this. Let's have a neutral site domed AFC championship game. Florio is out there pushing this, and I don't know why. It's the last bastion. You want to turn the last 3 games of the year into corporate shindigs? Or do you want to still have the regular season matter to get to the Super Bowl? I don't want to hear any more of this. There's already only going to be about 6 teams left that have cold weather in play. Everybody's doming up. Bears are going to dome up. Cleveland's going to dome up. So I don't want to hear this, and I want to make sure anytime someone broaches it, embarrass them, because I don't want them to continue with that discussion. This does not need to be a discussion point. What, because it snowed in Denver and their backup quarterback couldn't move the football? No. Elements should still be in play. It is very rare, and I don't want anyone having those discussions, period, Finn. It would be brutal for the game of football. So for anyone out there that's saying, oh, well, the quality of play, blah, 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 get the blank out of here. I'm out. I'm not entertaining that. And you know I love entertaining a good debate. This is not entertainable to me.
Is anyone pushing this besides Mike Florio? Because
there's a lot. The NFL was pushing this 2 years ago.
I did not hear this.
They want to turn it into basically like a bowl game where teams have to bid to get the spot so that these new stadiums will say, oh, well, we're going to do this. Even though I don't know how you do that, because there could still be a team that plays there. So what do? An AFC has to go play in an NFC place, and then you force the fans. So, yes, there is a push, and I'm telling you, Florio sees this stuff, he hears it, and he gets info, and he wants to go and propagandize it. I want it snuffed. I want it Jeff Probst. I don't want to hear it. Could you imagine if the Green Bay Packers scrap and claw and finally win a division for the first time in 5 years, and then they have to go play in Kansas City in the NFC Championship game? If that doesn't make it outrageous, I don't know what we have to do. So we need to snuff this now, because one team can't move the football at all. And, oh, you precious little souls didn't get 100 points in the AFC Championship game? Get out of here with that. So tell me I'm crazy. I mean, maybe I'm overriding this, but I can see this is something that they're intrigued by and want to explore. And I'm telling you, let's snuff it. I don't want Magellan sniffing around. Oh, I don't want any explorers with this. I want it snuffed. Okay?
I can't find my shirt. My I agree with Tauscher shirt. I don't know where I put it.
Cat probably ate it.
I don't think so. I don't know if I could more strongly agree, and you know that pains me to say, this is one of the most preposterous, embarrassing, ridiculous, counter to the argument that we want parity and we want the regular season to matter. I don't know who is pushing this. You tell me it's Mike Florio.
Pushing it now, yeah.
I assume he does talk to people in the league.
The NFL had floated this 2 or 3 seasons ago, too.
I heard Courtney Cronin, Chicago Bears reporter for ESPN.com, brought it up on Unsportsmanlike when the Packers and Bears were getting ready to play their playoff game. She said it'd be better if playoff games were all played indoors.
I mean, that is so absurd. So there is a movement, and you can either sit there and put a blind eye and ostrich it, or you can say, no, I'm not having it. And I hope especially on the Green Bay side of this, we ain't ever intrigued enough to even blink. But I'm telling you, if you can get another couple $100 million for the Chiefs with their new stadium, they say, boy, we'll host a couple NFC championship
Do we
games.
want football to be an indoor sport all the time?
God, no.
But to your point, everyone's building domes.
It's because they want to bring in revenue.
Because they have concerts and everything else. But so do we want all these games? Do we want to turn it into basketball, which they don't play outside ever?
And maybe let's pull our fans on this, because maybe you know what? Is it cold and can it be a little uncomfortable, like the Chicago playoff game? I didn't notice a lot of people saying they were miserable down there. It was a beautiful, other than the result, it was a competitive, fun game till the end. But it would have just been different. And you can have everything sanitized and you can have everything suited and chaletted and everything else. I don't think that's how football was intended to be played. It's already gone that way. The outdoor stadium is going away at a White Buffalo. Now, there ain't going to be many left. And there ain't going to be many left at all in the northern and eastern areas that you're going to get affected by weather. So I would just argue, I think Denver's moving to a dome. So that whole thing, oh, my God. The prisoner of the moment stuff on this, it really bothered me so much that even on my day off, I tweeted at Florio because it bothered me.
Wow,
and I
you
don't
tweeted at Florio?
I don't want this propaganda to be pushed. I don't. And I just feel like, man, I just imagine waking up the day after the NFC season, January 6th, and we secure home field advantage for the first time in forever. And then we go win our divisional game, a thriller, and then we get to go play the Bears or the Rams, and we got to go to Kansas City's new stadium because they threw $300 million at the NFL. How absurd would that be? And that's what they're pushing. And for one, sometimes you need to get out in front of stuff. Don't wait until, it's getting there. So I just think we need to be very vociferous in our voices on this, making sure that does not happen.
I'm at a loss for words. I understand that you always tell us this, and you're right. Why do things happen? Money. It's always about money. But talk about devaluing. The whole point of trying to win and get home field advantage is so you play those games at your stadium. And the idea that this should be taken away from teams that earn it in the regular season. This feels, and I understand why you're doing what you're doing. This feels like something that should not even be broached. I find it hard to believe that I'm even having to
broached.
Argue why this is a terrible idea.
That because money, and it has been broached before, and I'm telling you, it's going to pick up steam. As these new stadiums continue to get on board, and maybe they don't get Super Bowls right away, there are fans that, and especially with you want offensive numbers, it's a heck of a lot easier to score a ton of points when the weather's not 30 below. We all get that. And do fans want to sit out in 30 below and open up a cold Coors Light and I love the visual.
Some
of
do.
it. Most probably don't. But I just feel as if that could be a blow too far. And I think the fact that it's being pushed, again, now, after these games, maybe if we start hearing about this in owners' meetings, be careful. Because I think this ball is rolling.
I hope you're wrong about that. Jesse, what's been the response on the Carbless Talk and text line initially here?
Of course, everyone agrees with Tausch. Adam in DeForest has an interesting one here. Goody's built a dome-style team. Their signature wins in the Love area, primarily dome wins.
So I've heard this before. It's because we have a quarterback that is accurate with the football and can cut through the wind or whatever, however that is. I don't agree with that. Now, the Rodgers teams with all of the skill, I could understand, but then you bring in Eddie Lacy, and that narrative changed. Goody, I would argue, especially this year, was trying to build his football team for the muck, to go into Philly and win, where you can be big and strong and physical. Now, it didn't work, but that was what he was trying to do.
I'm not sure I agree with that either. I do think it's fair to say that you want to see Jordan Love do more in inclement weather, but it was pretty damn cold in Chicago, and the dude threw for 4 touchdowns. He played great.
In the first half, he did.
Yeah, I understand the first 4 drives of the second half were poor, but he played really well, and it was snowing. I still don't understand. I'm not a meteorologist. I don't understand how that snow disappeared after it was coming down like we were in the middle of the biggest storm in Christmastown history in Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. What else irritated you while you were away for a day?
No, that was the only thing that super irritated me. I think it's fascinating to study how Seattle built their team. I think the idea of reliance on quarterback play, this is one of those seasons and off seasons that I think is going to be very intriguing to analyze. The fact that both of these teams have done it in a way that I am not accustomed to. Get your quarterback, pay him, and let your star be a star. That was not this postseason. This postseason was young rookie quarterback on a rookie contract, and a guy nobody fully believed in, and you got at much below market rate, played at a higher level. How is that going to be viewed, and how is that going to change the way teams approach that position? I don't think it's going to be, Stroud is up for a deal. It's going to go to $70 million or $65 million. I think you're going to see a lot more.
A market correction?
I think you're going to see, now, if you're a star, you're going to get paid. But I do wonder if teams are going to start looking at this and saying, we can't do this. The Tua deal. We saw it with Russ Wilson. You've seen it. And now Denver was able to overcome it because they got Bo Nix. And then Bo Nix wasn't there and they couldn't function because of the weather. They should have had to go play that in the Minnesota Metrodome up there. That's where I just look at this and say, all of this stuff signals new trends. This postseason, to me, sends a trend that is unique to me as someone that has always believed you got to have the guy to do it. And this postseason has showed me the guys fell short. The teams, special teams, defense, and enough offense are the teams that are still standing. The big boy teams with their $55+ million paid quarterbacks, they deuced out early.
Sam Darnold played really well for about $20 million a year less than what some of those other quarterbacks were paid, to your point. All right, I want to get further into Mike McCarthy getting a head coaching job in his hometown. That has
not gotten received as well as I thought it would.
No. The Jonathan Gannon hiring and
That has not gotten received. That's about as received as I thought it was going to be.
And not waiting for Jim Leonard to be available, which would have occurred literally yesterday, which was literally one day after Matt LaFleur hired Jonathan Gannon.
Are we going to hear any announcements here? Is the Packer organization still not just keeping everything covert?
I don't know the answer to that. I'm working on an answer to that.
I thought we talked, when you talked with Ed Policy, said we're not going to do that anymore.
He did say that, yeah.
Well, it's been 2 weeks since Matt LaFleur got hired, right?
Extended, yep.
Rehired, extended, however you want to
I would really, again, when there is no one speaking, the void is filled by various reporting, which you made a remark about earlier in the program, and you're only as good as the sources you're talking to. But I thought Tom Silverstein wrote something really interesting in the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel yesterday. We'll talk about that. We'll get ready for Evan Cohen. But first, Tausch is back to tell us about Pella.
And for your New Year's resolution, the sky is the limit with Pella's 0 interest for 4 years. Finance offer, no payments, no interest, 4 years. Think of everything you can do in 4 years. College degree, win a division title, and raise your toddler until they're ready for school. Start your own journey toward meeting your personal goals and enjoy Pella's highest quality products with exclusive features custom made for your home. This deal ends, but the month of January's flown by. Usually it's a real slow month. Cold weather, miserable, flying by, and this deal is flying by as well. So schedule your free consultation today at PellaWI.com.
More Wilde and Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio. All the antics.
The reason he's not running the ball real well this year is because his pants are way too high. You see him pull his pants up? Check it out.
All the action.
Should Matt LaFleur have waited to make this hire to at least talk to Jim Leonhard?
The fear was if you didn't hire him over the weekend, by the time that you talked to Leonhard, kind of sorted all those ducks out, that Gannon might be off the market.
The best of both worlds lives right here. Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Weekday mornings from 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Kick off the new year with a smarter home and bigger savings with Exterior Pros and Baths. New windows to lock in the warmth, durable roofing, eye-catching siding, or a stunning bath makeover. Start the year off right and get $3,000 off your project. That's right, $3,000 back in your pocket during our New Year savings event. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com today. This deal won't last all winter. Exterior Pros and Baths. New year, new home, done right.
It's a new year, and everyone's talking resolutions. Eat better, move more, give up everything fun. Yeah, Carbless says you don't have to do that part, because when you reach for a Carbless, you're choosing a better-for-you cocktail. With 0 carbs, 0 sugar, only 100 calories, and full of flavor, you can stay on track with your New Year's resolutions without having to commit to dry January. Start 2026 with balance, not guilt. Your goals matter, and your fun does too. Carbless, your New Year's first good decision.
Rock a big win this January at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee. Don't miss your chance to win a share of $60,000 in prizes every week. Just play with your rewards card for entries. Prize drawings on Thursdays. Plus, your January drawing entries all roll into an even bigger prize drawing in March. Rock on all month long. Only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Make your fitness goals last with Johnson Fitness and Wellness, the largest specialty fitness retailer in the country with 5 locations across the Milwaukee area. Johnson Fitness and Wellness carries the most diversified lineup of fitness and wellness brands, and their expert staff helps you find the perfect fit for your goals, space, and budget. During the New Year sales event, save up to $1,600 on treadmills and up to $2,500 on premium massage chairs, and get free weight plates on select Force USA gyms. Visit them today or shop online at johnsonfitness.com.
People say buying a home in winter is tough.
But fewer buyers means less competition, and motivated sellers can mean better opportunities.
This is Tony Wendorf with Tony Wendorf & Associates, powered by Keller Williams.
And I'm Lindsay Bendler. When the perfect home appears, our team at Tony Wendorf & Associates helps you move fast, even during the snow.
Start your home journey today with our white glove service by simply searching online, Tony Wendorf.
A real estate team that always leads with faith and gratitude.
Tony Wendorf & Associates.
The UW Credit Union member Mark Tauscher here. People ask me, old T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, is it to keep your banking local? Is it the member first service? Great perks like early payday? Absolutely. But honestly, between us, I mean, it's Bucky. I can't say no to that face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member and get your Bucky card like me. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Get ready for the ultimate freestyle experience. Monster Jam Freestyle Mania, presented by Spin Master. For the first time ever, Monster Jam trucks team up with freestyle motocross bikes to deliver gravity-defying skills and thrills. See one-of-a-kind FMX bikes designed to match your favorite iconic Monster Jam trucks. Cheer on your favorite team. 2 times the freestyle action, full sand family fun. Coming to Fiserv Forum this weekend. Brought to you by Big 80 Tires. Visit monsterjam.com.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Getting ready to talk to Evan Cohen of Unsportsmanlike, but first, Jesse, help me understand this. So he's weaseling in, for lack of a better term, shots at Tauscher when he's talking about subjects that have nothing to do with Tauscher? Is that
Evan is? What the hell's he talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Ugh. I thought when you said that, I thought he was taking shots at Mike McCarthy.
Well, let's hear it, because I didn't
been on air for 3 days. Like what? I haven't texted him. I think I might just go dark on him. You know how Kramer went where he didn't talk? I might do that with Evco.
Well, let's hear.
I'm trying to buy a little time for the big fella back there. He seems to be struggling.
Is that what you're doing? Yeah, we had an issue
to.
download. We got it now. We're good. Thank you for buying me some time.
I was just following the show sheet, which...
Well, so was I, but sometimes things don't download. We've had some issues around here this week, so
I had heard
good.
we need to make sure we get to Mr. Cohen on time, like he's Mr. Kraft now.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I think we go late. If he's taking shots at me, let's get him out.
Well, let's assess the shot first and see if it is deserving of blowback from Old T.
When Aaron Rodgers goes into the Hall of Fame, in theory, who would induct him? You don't have the answer necessarily. Mike McCarthy becomes the answer. We won a Super Bowl together.
Jordy Nelson.
Well, yeah.
Bakhtiari.
We started. I heard he does not want Mark Tauscher. But anyway.
Wow.
No, so he starts with McCarthy, in essence, ends with him, and I think it eliminates the Jets and Steelers chapter and actually retroactively makes the Packers chapter better because the ugly divorce between those two, the way in which we don't care about that.
Yeah, that's as far as Avco goes. That's pretty timid.
I was going to say that's minor league.
Yeah, that was.
I mean, it's still in the middle of a segment on the national show for no reason.
Yeah, he's obsessed with me. So I get it.
He's obsessed with me.
Who would A-Rod have? Induct him. Cobber?
Randall Cobb.
I think Cobber.
Yeah.
That's who I would guess too. And by the way, his tenure in Pittsburgh was good. Like, I still think he should retire, but his tenure, he was better than I think everybody thought. I mean, when he busted his hand and they were struggling, I thought, oh boy.
Yeah. And he missed one game because of it and played through it the rest of the time. That is not a great football team. I was reading something yesterday that that Mike McCarthy is going to have some rope because they are, and let's not forget, I know they were the greatest 4-12 team in NFL history, but your 2005 team, it was tough sledding, and your general manager Ted Thompson had some work to do to rebuild the roster after Mike Sherman was in the dual role, and he gets credit for this too, but Mike McCarthy does pretty darn well when he takes over a group that's maybe either underachieved or is in a renovation, if not rebuilding mode. That team's got some age to it. They don't have a quarterback that is a long-term answer. They don't even know if Aaron Rodgers is going to come back for another year with them. So you were surprised. Is this our bias, Tausch, that we both really like Mike and believe he is a good coach, not just a good dude, that the negative response to that hire was so loud? Or is that just, it feels like every hire these days, the negative response is loud?
No, we kind of mentioned it when everybody was raving about John Harbaugh and used to talk about Sean Payton and Mike Tomlin. All of those coaches have pelts on the wall. They've all had good careers. None of them have elevated themselves above the other.
Right.
So it's just, again, I think it's on Mike's end, it's because he's a little heavier set. And he had Aaron Rodgers. I think those are the two reasons people look at it and say, oh, I don't know, what do I care about Mike? He wins. His offenses get better. He develops quarterbacks, and yes, he's had good quarterbacks, but Dak Prescott was really good for him when he was healthy. They won a lot of games.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers, obviously really good. He got Brett Favre. Now, the whole concept of him developing Joe Montana, which we heard, is I got a hard time buying that one.
Not sure I'm there, yeah.
But all in all, Mike McCarthy is a good head coach, and I think Pittsburgh has a really hard time of saying, let's strip this thing down. And with Mike, I think they feel like, especially if he can talk Aaron Rodgers into coming back, all of a sudden you can look at it and say, maybe we can fight for the division while we rebuild, and then while we develop Will Howard and some younger players. But in the grand scheme of things, it was never going to be a popular hire amongst it because the branding of Mike McCarthy has been, blank poor. Just it has been.
Now that the football season is over, except for, of course, the start of the big game, as we like to call it on our program, I think we're finally going to make it over to the Pickler.
Oh, very nice. 1-year anniversary coming up on Sunday or Saturday. Up in Green Bay, the Pickler Green Bay, 1 year. We also, of course, have the Pickler in Menominee Falls right off of Appleton Avenue. Indoor pickleball spots, so all of this miserable weather, no excuse. It is built for everybody. Beginners, former athletes, washed-up athletes, anyone that just wants to move more, especially in these cold conditions. They're offering free learn-to-play clinics every Monday and Saturday at noon. No experience, no gear. They will teach you everything. You get a workout, you get to meet people, and it's something you're going to want to come back for. Now we have another location coming open soon, West Allis, which tells you how fast the Pickler is growing. Stop in at the Pickler in Menominee Falls or contact the club directly starting online at thepickler.com for more details. That's PICKLR.com.
A little tidbit of breaking news from CBS Sports. The Philadelphia Eagles interviewed Packers quarterbacks coach Sean Mannion for their offensive coordinator job. We haven't gotten into the changes that are afoot on the Packers staff.
Is Steno's contract up or what? Because he was able to interview for a lateral job, which I don't think you can do if you're not.
Matt LaFleur doesn't block the way Mike McCarthy did. And
for a lateral?
It's not lateral because he would call plays. And he doesn't call plays in Green Bay.
Okay.
I mean,
so is he under contract or not?
I believe he is, yes.
All right.
But I do think that Matt LaFleur has a different philosophy than Mike McCarthy did when it comes to that. We'll talk about that a little bit later in the program, because next, the man who would introduce Mark Tauscher if he was ever inducted into the
He didn't even introduce
Radio
Matt LaFleur when he thought he did. It was a different Cohen.
Evan Cohen joins us next. This is Wilde and Tausch.
Hey, it's Rich. Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Hey, Tom, I want a new hoop for the kids. Any ideas?
Yeah, I got mine from Precision Sports over 10 years ago. They helped me choose the right hoop, installed it, and even painted my court lines.
Nice. How do I reach them?
Easy. PrecisionSportsOnline.com for a free quote.
Life's better with American Family Insurance, because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on where you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Tired of waking up exhausted? That dad bod weighing you down? Let's get you back to the old you. If your energy, focus, and drive aren't what they used to be, your hormones could be out of balance. At Mentality, we'll dig into what's really going on, then build a personalized, science-backed plan using hormone therapy and peptide treatments to get your brain and your body back on track. So stop telling yourself you're just getting older. Book your appointment now at lowtusa.com. Right now, all new patient labs are covered in your treatment plan. That's a savings of $250. Go to lowtusa.com.
4 years. That's enough time to earn a college degree, to serve a full term as a president, to train for something big and become someone new.
You bet, and get 0% interest for 4 years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, so you can invest in your home and in life's biggest moments. With exclusive features and customizations, Pella offers the highest quality products at a price you can afford.
Aim high when setting your New Year's resolution and imagine what you can do in 4 years when you finance your home project with Pella. Visit PellaWI.com today.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point with Chris Canty.
If I know that there's going to be bad weather rolling in, then I'm trying to take as many points as I can as quick as I can. If the weather was going to be what it was in the first half, in the second half, I get it. Plenty of opportunities to get back in this game. But that wasn't going to be the case. You had a blizzard coming in. So weather was a huge factor in the second half. If I know that's going to be the case, then take the damn field goal. Take the points. Mm-hmm. You got momentum, keep momentum. You got a backup quarterback. Play it a little more down the middle. The aggressive play that you needed to hit, you already got, which was the 50-yard completion with Marvin Mims in one-on-one coverage against Christian Gonzalez. It surprised everybody in the damn stadium, including Christian Gonzalez. I don't understand why Sean wasn't more conservative in kicking the field goal in that moment. It just didn't make any sense.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage, no medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ETHOS.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
From 30 for 30 Podcasts.
Brian Pata, senior defensive lineman from Miami, gunned down.
The key to this case, it's Brian. An hour before he died, he was on the phone arguing with somebody.
This might be a hit.
You want the truth. They just want a conviction.
Being placed under arrest.
We had a killer amongst us.
Murder at the U, coming soon.
Start your Milwaukee weight loss program now to lose weight fast. Many lose 20 to 30 pounds in a month or two. Call for your free consultation. 262-235-3980. 262-235-3980 or online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
Evan Cohen on Wilde and Tauscher is brought to you by Johnson Fitness and Wellness, the largest specialty fitness retailer in the country. Shop treadmills, bikes, strength equipment, massage chairs, and more, all with expert guidance. Johnson Fitness and Wellness, in-store or online at johnsonfitness.com.
Joining us now and presented by Johnson Fitness. He's a fitness guy. Watch him every day on TV. See what phenomenal shape he's in. Whether his takes are phenomenal, some debate that, including shots he may take at Mark Tauscher under his breath. From Unsportsmanlike, it is Evan Cohen on Wilde and Tauscher. Evan, good morning. How are you?
Well, round is the shape, Jason, so you're right. I'm in shape. You are correct.
Come on now. Come on now.
And John is going to help me with that, so there we go.
I don't want to say that it was oversold, because I would never say that about Jesse. But you zinged our guy here while you were talking about Rodgers on your program. And I didn't think, of all the things you've said about our guy, Old T, I thought it was pretty tame, comparatively speaking.
Yeah, it was. It was more of a slip-in. It wasn't like a whole big thing I made of him. But I will say, and Jason, you may be surprised on this, very, very, very complimentary of Rodgers yesterday on our show. All of us. Because there is an end to the Aaron Rodgers career that did not exist a week ago, that now exists now, that should actually be so tempting for Rodgers to make this the perfect end to his career in a way that did not exist prior.
What is it?
Would you like me to? Oh, I'm glad you asked, Tausch. It's nice to hear from you. So here it is. Here it is. Right now, when you think of the end of Aaron Rodgers' career, you're thinking of a lot of things that went wrong, right? You're thinking of that Detroit game, end of the season a few years back. They lose at home. You're thinking of the disaster that is his time with the New York Jets. You're thinking of comments, whether you agree with them or not, his words speaking louder than his play. Again, I'm not here to weigh in on the words. I'm here just to acknowledge that I believe his words have spoken louder than his play. And his time in Pittsburgh, while he was seemingly very good for the organization and the players liked him, his time in Pittsburgh, however you want to look at it, helped lead to the end of Mike Tomlin. Well, now you have the opportunity to make amends with McCarthy, which I know he has, but in terms of a football perspective, you have a way in which to help a young quarterback, whether it's Will Howard or someone else. And I think if you can find a way for one more year to make that year in Pittsburgh next year great for McCarthy and great for whoever's next, then all we will think about when Aaron Rodgers retires is his time with the Packers. And the other two teams will no longer exist. That's what I think is in front of him for next year.
No, his legacy is set. Whatever happens.
Well, it's not, but it may be set to you. In terms of the national part of it, his legacy is not all Packers. And I think it becomes all Packers.
No.
And the rest of McCarthy.
No. I mean, I just disagree with you. His time, Jets was a disaster. We all know that. His time in Pittsburgh was really good. He did better. I think he did more and better than what we all thought he would do with that team and with Mike Tomlin. So I don't.
Yeah, and Mike Tomlin. Tell me about Mike Tomlin's year coming up with the Steelers. How's that going to go?
I bet he's going to be probably as happy as he's ever been. What do you mean? What do I think? He's at gymnastics meets. He's smiling. He doesn't look like he's miserable. Like, what are you talking about?
I understand that. But Aaron Rodgers was a part of the last year of Tomlin's career.
Okay.
Nothing could break him except for this past
They
season.
made the playoffs and won the division.
But, Tausch, you can fight it all you want as someone that rightfully, let me be clear on this, rightfully should defend Aaron Rodgers. He was your great teammate.
I'm not defending him.
Friend.
This isn't defending him.
But then, Tausch, you're just wrong on the perception nationally of this guy.
Here's what you don't understand. Efco, here's what you don't understand. And this is where, on a daily basis, when you're having to come up with angles and you're doing stuff daily like you do, you think that all of this stuff is so big, and it's just, oh, my God, Aaron Rodgers retires and in 5 years goes to Green Bay. Nobody in the national media is going to say, oh, yeah, but his time in Pittsburgh, he ran Tomlin out of time. Nobody's going to say that. They'll say, well, he had a couple of spots. The Jets was a disaster, but the Jets are a disaster. And he won the division with kind of a sub-team when he busted his hand and he fought through it and did it. Like, his legacy is set as a champion, as a four-time MVP, and as the quarterback. All of this other stuff is fodder. Like, it just is. The same thing when you look at some of these other players. Oh, my God, Joe Namath. Who talks about him as a Charger? Nobody. They talk about him with Susie Colbert before they talk about him as a Charger. Yeah, so all of that is just fodder.
But Rodgers had a million Susie Colbert-like moments.
No, he did not. Colbert. Come on.
Yes, he did.
In your world, he did. Not in the real world. Come on.
What world would you like me to deal in if it's not my own?
If I can interject briefly, just to prove Tausch's point beyond a reasonable doubt.
You think Rodgers had a million Susie Colbert moments?
Joe Namath never played.
Not inappropriate. That's not what I'm saying.
Rams. It was the Rams, not the Chargers.
See, but I think you proved your own point very well there.
I did that on
inadvertently.
I did that on purpose.
Yeah, so then, Tausch, why don't you say this? Aaron Rodgers should not come back. He should retire because he has nothing to gain.
Yeah, I've said that. I thought he had a great for him. Now he has to make that decision, but he knows the work and the time. And now with the system, he'll obviously know and all of that. But you don't think he knows? If he wants to,
does Mike want him?
That's a great question. You should go head up to Pittsburgh and ask him at the presser today. I think he would be open to it. I don't think that's why he got the job. I know I heard you guys this morning say that was a big piece of it. I don't think that's a big piece of it.
I never said that. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Maybe it was Get Up.
I do not think.
Actually, the Australian Open was on instead of you this morning, I think.
I know. We were talking about because it was on while we were on, and you watch Alcaraz play, and it's like the other guy was playing. There was one. Oh my God! There was one point this morning where the other guy literally had this look of like, what the hell am I supposed to do here? Like, I have no shot against this guy. And he was the 6th-ranked player in the world.
Yeah, no, he's that much better. And I don't love what they did with Sinner. I don't love how they kind of finagled the rules to let him play. Like, that's a whole nother. We'll get that in Tennis Minute. But your concept on Rodgers, I think you're just the big picture. And Jason, you know this better. You're going to be his biographer.
Yeah.
Maybe. Do we not agree that if he?
Jason, if you're not. No, hold on. That's a good question.
All right, that's a much longer discussion.
I'm being serious.
Yeah, no, I know you are. I'm not sure I want to do that job.
$250K up front to start.
Yeah, I don't.
I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll learn to write.
Well, ChatGPT, you can pretty much be an author. Anybody right now.
But that's another
discussion.
discussion.
He'll do it for $250 as long as he doesn't have to put time into it.
Do I get any days off to go do it?
I don't want to get bogged down in biographies. What I do want to say is, I think it's possible for both of you, as on brand as this is for me. I think you're both right.
Oh, what a stance! Wow.
Because
what a stance.
Really? Settled the debate. He settled it.
Yeah, we're both right.
Because I think
except Evan is completely wrong, but otherwise.
What are you, Jason just became Tucker Kraft at the barbecue.
No, that's not fair. No, because here's why. Here's why Evan is right to a degree.
Let's hear that. I like that.
Yeah,
oh, okay.
because I do think that if you got Aaron Rodgers with beers on the table or whatever, mushrooms, whatever it might be, I think he would tell you that he regrets how he handled the final few years with Mike McCarthy. And that he did not, because you see him, he's one of those guys, and I've used this with other people. He never actually apologizes. He just acts really nice, like he's trying to make it up to you for what he did. And so you never get a flat-out apology. But you hear him talk about
sounds personal. It sounds like maybe you've had experience.
No, it's not.
It sounds like it.
Are you guys going to do this the entire segment? We only have Evan for a finite amount of time.
I'm just curious if there's some experience with that.
No, I am
we're supposed to talk about our experiences. No, him to you, not you to him.
I would say that when you hear him talk about Mike McCarthy and all of how much he loves Big Mike and all the nice things he has said about him since he was no longer his coach, I think, knowing him to the degree that I do, I think that is his way of saying, I was wrong. And he's like Fonzie, he can't say I was wrong. And so that's what he does instead.
Why did Fonzie not say he was wrong?
I don't know. You got to watch Happy Days.
I'm not a big fan.
That was
not one of my shows.
Obviously.
Okay, couple things on that. First of all, Fonzie's daughter lived next to me in the apartment building at UW-Madison. Henry Winkler's daughter. Number two.
Did you ever see the Fonz? Did you ever get a little chance to hang with the Fonz?
Hey!
You probably rocked that leather jacket.
Yeah, all the time.
Jumping sharks and whatnot.
Okay, couple of questions on this. Series of quick-hitting questions. Number one, was going to the Jets the greatest thing that ever happened to Aaron Rodgers retroactively because it made him appreciate everything about Green Bay more?
No.
Okay.
The greatest thing,
two.
no. Was it good for him? Yes.
Yeah, that's a better way of saying it. Thank you.
Good for him. He rips his Achilles and they can't win a game?
Not the injury.
What was good about that?
Oh, my Lord. The dysfunction that he experienced, I don't think he knew how good he had it in Green Bay till he was gone. Yes, I'm agreeing with Evan on that.
Second part. Did Aaron Rodgers assume when leaving Green Bay / getting McCarthy fired, did he assume that many other coaches must have been better than Mike?
I don't know about that so much as I think he, much like Brady going to Tampa, he thought he could do it all himself. And he thinks he can do everything better than the way people do it.
He thought he could get a coach that's more on par, innovative than what Mike was at that point. That's what I thought.
If he reunites with McCarthy, what does it say about LaFleur in your mind?
Nothing.
If anything.
Nothing.
Agreed.
Would it crown that McCarthy is clearly his favorite coach he's ever played for?
No.
Or do you think that could be? No.
No.
Who is Tomlin?
I would think that he's going to probably, with 1 year with Tomlin, he appreciates him, but I don't think he would probably tier it like Jesse. I don't think he'd look at it that way.
So, okay, who is Aaron Rodgers' favorite head coach that he's ever played for?
Mike. Longest tenured, won a championship, had the most success with Mike McCarthy would be the answer.
Looking back on it, does he regret getting Mike McCarthy fired? If he's reunited with him, would he look back?
No.
Okay.
I agree with that as well.
Does he regret not getting further involved in the coaching hire In other words, even though he likes LaFleur, could there have been somebody else?
No. I think he got who he wanted.
I've told this story before. I will tell it again. The Rams played the Vikings on Thursday Night Football during that 2018 season, and that Friday, Davante Adams, Randall Cobb, Aaron Rodgers were all in the locker room, and we were talking about that game, and they were so envious of what they watched Sean McVay and that offense scheme up as compared to what they were running in 2018. So no, I think Aaron Rodgers got. I don't know if he got the coach that he would have wanted. I don't know. Like, I'm always fascinated by that Shanahan tampering stuff that he got away with. Like, those are two really strong personalities. I'd be curious how that would have gone. I think Matt LaFleur.
Not well.
I think Matt LaFleur was the right guy for him because he also was willing to allow someone who can really take over. He was humble enough to say, all right, you know what? I'm going to be – this is not the role I want as a head coach, but it's what we need with him and his personality. And I've always respected him for that, as hard as that must have been.
All right, last thing, I think, in terms of these quick-hitting questions. Is there a chance that Aaron Rodgers plays football next year for anyone but Mike McCarthy and the Steelers?
Sure.
And that team would be?
Minnesota.
If he goes follow up on that. If he goes to Minnesota, will the feelings that you're saying are great about him in Green Bay right now and the state of Wisconsin, will they change?
Yes.
Are they? So I guess, can I push back on that?
I don't think.
If they won, if they stink, nobody will care. But if they win, people will care.
Jason,
yeah.
What you just quickly asked there is what the disconnect between Tausch and I is. I believe the disconnect is, my assumption is that the state of Wisconsin is not yet ready to celebrate Aaron Rodgers. Yet, meaning they will be at some point. And my thought is, if you reunite him with McCarthy, who Packers fans seem to like, and they have a happy-go-lucky ending to this, they will then feel better that this is Aaron's thank you note. And I think he needs one, and Tausch does not. I think that's the difference.
Why does he need a thank you note? He's not going. Nothing is going to affect Green Bay fans if he doesn't go to Minnesota. Why does he need his thank you note? Was here's a championship, and I gave you a ton of great moments that you'll never forget over 17 or 18 years.
I'm under the impression that if you play quarterback for the Green Bay Packers, your job is to win a championship. That's not a thank you note. That's a requirement.
Well, as we've noticed, it ain't easy to win a championship unless you're in New England.
Let's be clear. It ain't easy to win the division. I mean, let's not just dispatch.
Oh, I'm with you. Listen, man, I am with you. Every Pella read I have, and by the way, great deal's going right now. Get to it, 0 interest for 4 years, and it's cold. And if you need windows, now is the time. You got about 6 days left for this deal. I have said all over and over, I can't believe that we're the last team standing here not winning a division. Jordan Love hasn't won a division, and if you want to go get a chip, you better start with winning your blanket division so you can get some home games and not have to go through a 3-game slog on the road and trying to get it done. Nobody, very few teams have ever been able to do it.
One other thing, by the way, Tausch is going to love what I'm about to do.
Oh,
so I stayed in a hotel since Sunday because of the snowstorm here in New York, and ESPN was kind enough to put me up. So I'm about to leave. I put the Do Not Disturb on for 3 days, so I didn't have any any cleanup. I only have 20s, and I'm about to leave. Do I put a 20 or do I put nothing? What are you doing this time?
You're talking about tipping the chambermaid? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Put a 20 down.
What do you
throw a 20? It's 5
down?
days, right?
Feel
4
good?
days. 4 days.
4
Sunday,
days
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
No cleanup.
Housekeeping service.
Oh, good. Yeah. That's a good question.
Always tip the service,
That's
even if you didn't
question.
get it.
I'm just glad that you told us
Always.
that's what you were doing, because it sure sounded like you were packing, and I was curious what that was. And it turned out that's exactly what you were doing.
What, all of a sudden you're nervous to ask?
Well,
He's a little skittish around you still. He gets a little skittish.
Yeah,
you put an ultimatum out that we're getting to you too late, and Jason's got us checking out at 9:22 now, so we're getting to you early.
Well, I appreciate that, Jason. Thank you, Jason. Respecting others' time, something that Mark Tauscher does not.
By the way, can we spend a few minutes
snap.
on the choice of words of chambermaid?
Oh, that's right.
What do you mean?
Housekeeping staff? Like, what is this?
I've never
1930?
heard chambermaid except for in like Bridgerton.
No, that's exactly the right terminology. He's right. I'm with Tauscher on that.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Chambermaid. Did Larry Hagman have a chambermaid on Dallas? All right, Evan, I do want to ask you about Jonathan Gannon, because I'm starting to think that no matter who you hire for a job, no one is going to be excited about it, or at least social media will make it appear that no one is excited about it. This is a guy, they went 15-36 in Arizona. I don't know how much of that is his fault, especially when you consider what a dysfunctional organization that has been for the last X number of years. He did punch one of his players in the stomach for fumbling at the goal line. How do you view this move by the Packers?
Blah, at best. I mean, I believe what Matt LaFleur did was hire Matt LaFleur, and that Matt LaFleur was not comfortable to hire someone that was not Matt LaFleur. And what I mean by that is, obviously, a cerebral coach. They like literally physically kind of present. I'm not saying they look alike, but like they present the same way. It's not threatening. It's still going to be somebody that says, "Okay, coach," to my knowledge. Like, I don't know. I don't get the sense of like, now they're going to be nasty. Now they're going to be tough. Now there's going to be the screaming. Like, the guy that I would have gone for is Al Harris. And if not Al Harris, like, say to Brian Flores, how much you make in Minnesota, and can we top that? Somebody that you're going to look at and say, even Jim Schwartz with the Browns, if he doesn't get that job, still has some nasty in him and is familiar back in the day with that division. Like, my concern of Ben Johnson literally going after and, in essence, like, spitting on LaFleur, not actually, but is that squashed by this? Or is LaFleur going to come back a different guy? Is Jordan Love coming back? Because I'm not going to ask somebody to be something they're not. But, like, Al Harris, and you guys would know much better than I would, Al Harris feels like the guy that, if Ben Johnson did that, would step in front of LaFleur and be like, do that to me. Go ahead. And I don't – Jonathan Gannon doesn't feel like that. I know he is DeMarcado situation or whatever. I don't know. It's just uninspiring. Is that the right word maybe for that?
Yeah. I think
that hotel have dogs? You can have dogs at the hotel?
No, but you know what's interesting? The other day it smelled like cigarettes, so I called down.
Well, you don't want to get that $500 charge.
Well, I don't smoke cigarettes.
I know, but how did they know? The chambermaid come in there and say, "Oh, Efco, puffing away a bunch of marbs."
Yeah, well, so I go downstairs.
You probably be a P-Funk guy. I'd see you as a P-Funk if you were a cigarette guy.
Yeah, I'm not a cigarette. I've never smoked a cigarette in my life.
I believe that.
I don't know what that means.
Parliament.
I don't either.
Continue.
Wait, you don't? Wait, have you guys ever smoked a cigarette in your life?
No. I don't understand what a P-Funk is. I have not smoked a cigarette in my life.
Cigars. I've smoked cigars for sure.
I've had cigars like 2 or 3 times total in my life, but not for a long time. Anyway, so I called down about the cigarettes, and I'm like, am I on a smoking floor? And they're like, this is a no-smoking hotel. And I'm like, and they're like, all right, we're going to check into this because it reeked of cigarettes. But no dog. I'm just like ready to walk out the door, and I'm pacing. Maybe I'm the dog.
Woof, woof.
And you've got an 11 a.m. Eastern hit here, so we need to let you go, right?
You're the best news for Jason all day. He could say goodbye to me and not have to speak to me.
Okay. Thanks, Evan.
See? I told you. See you guys.
Safe travels, buddy. That is Evan Cohen of Unsportsmanlike, who we got to reasonably on time and then kept till almost 10 o'clock anyway. Tausch, one thing we did not do while you were gone yesterday when you had a very much earned day off, we didn't do the Iron Jock contest.
Okay, well, we can do that.
And I feel like Brian Bulaga kind of wanted to because, he likes to punish Jesse even more than you do.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about Iron Jock. Let's give something away.
Ooh, baby, new year, new goals, and Iron Jock is here to help you stick to them. And whether you're hitting the gym, heading to work, or just trying to smell a whole lot better in 2026, Iron Jock Gear has you covered. Right now, ESPN listeners take 30% off all Iron Jock gear on orders over $75. Just use the promo code ESPN30 at checkout. Again, that is promo code ESPN30. Look good, smell great, start the year strong with Iron Jock. Gel, where are we at? How are we feeling about what number we want to give away? Right now is your chance to win an Iron Jock hat. What are we thinking, Gel? Caller number?
It's early in the show. Hit me. I'm ready today.
You want to get battled a little bit?
I'm ready today.
All right, we'll go 101. Caller number 101. Nice, easy, nothing crazy. Gives our streamers a chance. Caller 101 to win an Iron Jock hat, 844-770-3776.
Is this because of that Crime 101 or whatever that movie is that I keep seeing commercials for? Is that in your subconscious?
That does look good.
No, I've never heard of anything about this.
It does look pretty good.
I started
intrigued
watching
Halle Berry.
Pluribus. Pluribus?
I don't know.
I accidentally clicked on episode 4, so I watched a full episode. I'm like, what the hell is even going on here? Then I clicked back and I watched episode 1. I'm like, all right, this is starting to make sense. Well, you know how sometimes you open up, and I don't use this service all that often, but I've gotten it recommended. I'm like, all right, I'll try it. Made a lot more sense after I watched episode 1 than episode 4. I bet. Yeah.
Not familiar with that. Caller 101 right now. Caller 101 for our Iron Jock contest. Jesse is standing by, 844-770-3776. Some breaking news about a Packer in the Pro Bowl. I can't wait to share that. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance. All day, every day, the Carbless talk and text line is open for you.
First off, there is not one team that's on the fringe that scares me.
800-990-3776. The Carbless talk and text line. This is more.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
That dog does not want to be petted.
Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
Mark Tauscher here for Iron Jock. If you're still working on your New Year's resolutions, right now, congrats! You've officially made it past Quitter's Day. More than 70% of people give up by now, so take your win. Iron Jock wants to reward you. From now through January 27th, our listeners can get 30% off any Iron Jock purchase over $75 when you use promo code ESPN30. And you also score a free 3-pack of Iron Jock socks at $25 value. Iron Jock helps you look good, smell good, and keep showing up.
This is Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, letting you know that Siding Unlimited installs Pella windows and doors. That's right, Siding Unlimited installs windows, and we do it really well, earning the prestigious Pella Platinum Premier National Certified Contractor of the Year award 5 times. New windows, our expert team will deliver on a smooth, hassle-free installation, making you feel proud of calling Siding Unlimited for your window project. What's the next step? Call 262-567-4513 or go to sidingunlimited.com.
Truck crash? Call Gruber Offices. One call, that's all.
From the biggest plays on the court to the comments made in the locker room after. An in-depth recap of every Bucs game.
In 6 minutes, no more?
No less. Bucs in 6 on the Bucs Plus Audio Network. If you missed any of the game or just want to relive the biggest moments, Bucs in 6 provides game recaps every morning after. Hear the high-flying dunks from Giannis or the deep threes from Miles Turner. And catch the comments post-game about what happened on the court. Bucs in 6 on the Bucs Plus Audio Network. Find it now on Bucs.com/plus or on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Rick, tell Sarah about the practical joke you came up with.
Okay, Sarah, this is really great. Are you ready?
Rick, I'm always ready. I walk around in a constant state of readiness.
A man buys a woman a pair of diamond stud earrings from Kessler's.
So far, this doesn't sound like much of a practical joke.
Be patient. He's not done yet.
And then on her birthday, or Valentine's Day, or Mother's Day, or Tuesday, he sneaks them out of her jewelry box and replaces them with a larger pair.
Well, as practical jokes go, this one sounds delightful, but it also sounds expensive.
No, he bought them at Kessler's, remember?
When you buy diamond stud earrings from Kessler's,
And we have them for $180 to $24,000 a pair.
you always get 100% of the price you paid when you trade up for a larger pair.
He just pays the difference?
He just pays the difference.
I love practical jokes. When do I get my first pair?
For the Kessler's nearest you, go to KesslersDiamonds.com.
Station updates, show clips, and your place to interact with us every single day just by scrolling through your feed. Follow along on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at ESPN Milwaukee. You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Jesse, did you get it all done? Did it go okay for you?
We did. Caller 101, Zach in Menominee Falls, who I learned is a coworker of Up North Joe.
Is he a member over at the Pickler in Menominee Falls?
I didn't ask him
Anytime
that,
you hear
but
Menominee Falls or anywhere in that area, we need to ask and make sure that they're getting over there.
Does he have Pella windows?
Well, for sure.
Well, I didn't ask him that either.
Well, if he doesn't, he should.
Absolutely.
And if he had breakfast today, he should have used grassland butter on his toast. Yeah, of course.
Well, everybody does that.
And if he's having a beverage tonight, it should be an ice cold Coors Light.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with anything you're saying. We're all on the same page.
Are we all on the same page that the Pro Bowl, as we get it further into alternates, Shedeur Sanders is a Pro Bowl quarterback?
I heard that. It's good. Congratulations to the Sanders family.
And now
Phillip Rivers have been in the mix on that.
Phillip Rivers should be in the Pro Bowl. Yes.
I think they should give him an honorarium type deal.
And now at cornerback for the NFC in a game that is not actually played, of course, Keyshawn Nixon. Keyshawn Nixon is a Pro Bowler. He did lead the league in pass breakups. I believe he also led the league in penalties. Tausch, is there any point of even honoring honorariums, if you will, of the Pro Bowl anymore? Or is it just...
No, I think it's still... I mean, listen, is it perfect? No. I'm not going to lose any sleep over the fact that... and now you could start saying, well, maybe Goody knows what he's doing. He went from 2 to 3 Pro Bowlers. Maybe he'll sneak another one in there, get to 4, and all of a sudden you're like, all right, Goody, good job building that roster.
Indeed. I'm eager to see what happens at that position.
I got my guy that I want the Packers to get.
Oh.
In the draft.
You want to tease that?
In the draft.
You're doing mock drafts already?
No, I hate mock drafts. I'm not
You still haven't proclaimed the Badgers a Final Four team. You already got your guy in the draft.
I went to the game on Sunday, and it was not a Final Four team on Sunday. Not at all.
Well, sometimes you can take Tausch's thoughts to the bank. Otherwise, you don't. If it's a good one, though, then you need a good bank. And that's Associated Bank. Best customer service in the industry. They've got the awards to prove it, whether it's early pay, whether it's credit monitoring, fraud protection, and, of course, Packers, Badgers, and Brewers checking. They've got it all. And they've been a partner of ours from the very beginning of this show. So thanks to Associated Bank. And if you want to make the switch, it's easy to do. Just go to AssociatedBank.com to find out more. The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch starts in 2 minutes. So stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
If you're trying to get through your daily activities and you're noticing you can't because you're focusing more on your pain than being able to enjoy the moment, those are the patients that we're looking to treat because we can make a difference.
That's Dr. Ashley Caravelli, a medical director for QC Kinetics.
What we're doing at QC Kinetics is offering treatments that help with joint preservation. We use cutting-edge technology in our in-house lab to harness your body's natural healing powers and target the areas where you need them the most.
These are regenerative, non-surgical treatments, and QC Kinetics is the nation's leader, delivering lasting relief to tens of thousands of patients.
What we do know is that the sooner we start treatment, the sooner you'll see relief.
So don't wait another minute. See if you're a good candidate for these non-surgical treatments for joint pain. The consultation is completely free.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-240-2298. That's 414-240-2298. 414-240-2298.
Homer here from ESPN Milwaukee. What makes living at Three Pillars so special? Let's hear from my friend Dave.
The campus is beautiful. For me, nature is my church, and I love being outside. We live by the Bark River, and it's calming. It just calms my soul. I just love it. A lot of the people, I'm talking about 100-year-old people, 90 years old, say they credit Three Pillars with living longer.
It's UWM's homecoming, and the celebration features 2 Panthers basketball games. The action tips off Friday as the men's team takes on Wright State at 7 p.m. at Panther Arena. Then on Saturday, the women's team hits the Kalachi Center Court against the Raiders at 2 p.m. Fans at both games will score a free black and gold in the cold homecoming t-shirt courtesy of Gruber Law Offices. Join us Friday at 7 for the men's game and Saturday at 2 for the women's game. Lock in your tickets at mkepanthers.com. Milwaukee Panthers Athletics for the MKE.
Gabe Neitzel here. Catch Jen, Gabe, and Chewy mornings 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tauscher begins now. Hey, oh boy, you know the Packers don't have a first-round pick, right? So now you're scouring second-round draft picks?
This guy won't be a first-round pick.
Okay. Who you got? Tell us more. Mel Kiper Jr.
Do I want it? It's too early, right? I know I got my guy.
No, you've got a guy, you got a guy.
Okay. I don't know
Who do you like? The corner from Indiana.
Nope. Too small. What could this team really use?
A return guy.
Yep. What does Brian Gutekunst love? What school does he love?
Versatile
drafting?
offensive lineman.
Yeah, that's true. But what school does Brian Gutekunst love?
UW lacrosse.
He loves lacrosse. He loves River Falls. Maybe this Blaha kid who...
Quarterback of the future.
Iowa. He loves Iowans. This kid, Wetchen, I think is how he pronounces his name, right?
You like him so much you're not sure of his name.
No, it's Wetchen.
I believe it's Weegan.
Weegan, whatever it is.
Tomato.
He's killing people in the slot down at the Shrine Bowl. Hell of a return guy. Fits the need. I want him. We need him. Got to address that we cannot continue to expect to go and win when we can't score at 8. And then plus Seattle got a 9th. Now, granted, the Rams handed it to him. But how many of those short fields? How many times did we get a short field on special teams or defense this year?
Once,
Slim?
maybe.
It's just too hard to win when you're a one-trick pony. We're a one-trick pony scoring. When there's 3 ponies and you're only using one of them, what do you think's going to happen? That pony's going to be tired. And those other 2 ponies are sitting there like, wow, why can't I get into fun? I like to eat carrots. I like getting out there and doing stuff. And we were a one-trick pony, and other teams had 3 ponies. Who do you think's going to be the last one standing? Probably the triple pony teams.
Pony Express. So where do you have him
Seattle,
projected to be
8
drafted?
touchdowns, probably set up another 4 or 5. What's 12 times 6? What is it?
84.
It's a lot of points.
No, 72.
Whatever. That's my point. You don't even know. But that's a lot of points that are being scored and handed to you that your offense. We were long drives, 15-play, 20-play drives. That's hard. You know what's easy?
Short
Rashid
fields.
Shaheed, Tutter, setting up Tutters. And then that guy also catches a long pass. Like, that's our boy. He can be our Rashid Shaheed. Weejan.
So first of all,
Weejan.
12 times 8 is 96.
Yeah, but it was
first
6.
off, nobody said
the
8.
question was 12 times 6.
Yeah, I didn't give the extra point because we still got
the
McManus
correction,
kicking.
but I corrected myself, and then you corrected me wrongly, so thank you.
Caden Weetjen. W-E-T-J-E-N. Weetjen.
It's pronounced wet.
Is he Norwegian?
Phonetically, it's Wetjen, but it's Weejan.
Yes, he on the Iowa football website, very nice of them, he pronounces it himself for everyone. Nice. Weejan.
That's our guy. I'm not sure when he's going to go, but the way he was breaking people off down there, great in line, like getting out of breaks. Could use a guy like him. Plus, he actually returns. So there's our guy.
All right. So one of the problems for the Packers, to your point about short fields, is not only did they not have a return game that helped them in that way with punts or kickoffs, but they only had 14 takeaways, which is also what gives you a short field when you get a takeaway on the other side of the 50.
I said that pony wasn't good enough either. You heard me.
No, I know. So how important is that for Jonathan Gannon and Weetjen and Rich Bisaccia, assuming he's going to be back, to change this? Because when you, to the point you made, when you have to drive the field constantly, that gives you far more opportunities to commit a penalty that short circuits your drive, for a guy to run a route wrong and have an incomplete pass. You always talk about the impact that Mike Ayers had when you were playing with all that statistical stuff well before we got into analytics, but he always talked about defensive touchdowns and return touchdowns. Is that an area that we didn't spend enough time talking about during the season as making it a more uphill battle for the Green Bay Packers in 2025?
No, I did. I said all year we need more turnovers and our special team sucks. And when you are constantly battling 3 ponies to 1, maybe that one pony has a day. Maybe one of the other team's ponies busts a leg, and they, I don't know what they do with ponies. But when you're constantly asking one pony to outrun 3, and if you're lugging a Conestoga behind you or whatever you're doing, eventually that pony gets tired. You got to feed him and give him water. The math is not going to math. And that's why our math didn't math. Because it's sitting here and you're looking at, I didn't know Seattle had so much. I knew their special teams obviously made the key play to get home field, which obviously propelled them to still be playing. And Sean McVay knew it. He knew in his heart of hearts that game is what they needed. They had a 16-point lead, and their special teams gaffed it away. And then their defense didn't pick up a loose fumble on a 2-point play. Those things got you beat. He fired his special teams coach, and the guy still tripped and botched a punt, and that gave him 7 points. So there's a lot of things that the Green Bay Packers need to be better at. We have to stop looking at special teams as something we just got to avoid. Oh, just don't fumble. Oh, just And that's why I think we need a change, is because we need a new philosophy. Maybe Rich is going to do that. I don't know. I still say if you need Rich's culture, keep him on staff. But that doesn't mean he needs to be running. We've had 4 years, right? 4 or 3 years of the Rich Bisaccia experience. What is it?
22, 23, 24, 25.
That's 4 years. You can get new Pella windows.
96.
You don't have to pay any financing with Pella windows for that. And we're not any better. I think I saw the DVOA deal, which I don't fully understand, but I saw it. We're 31st. Points against, whatever it is, We're 31st. It's like, I don't know when Gosselin's coming out with his article on how bad the special teams are, but you can bank that we're going to be 25th or worse.
He's retired. We don't get that
Somebody
anymore.
else will take over. Somebody should, because it was a good piece.
It is a great
but
idea.
We just are what we are. And what's the definition of insanity?
Doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results.
It feels as if everybody keeps telling me, everybody in the know, you and Domofsky and all the folks up there, oh, no, Rich is staying. All right, well, then why are we expecting anything different?
Yeah, I don't know. And I don't know. I assume he's staying, but I don't know that for certain. I haven't talked to anybody. Maybe Rob has. All right, so if this is one of the many things that you have said in this discussion was Goody likes Iowa guys, should he have just drafted Cooper DeJean?
Turns out that would have been a pretty good pick.
And I mean, I don't know how many times. I understand that every year there's that player that everyone's kind of smitten with, but it felt like mock drafts and everyone and their brother was Cooper DeJeaning it.
Let's be honest, though. I don't want Goody, like the one dude with the Seahawks in draft day, looking at a blog and saying, "Oh, we gotta get DeJean." Like, if he's doing that, I don't want him as my GM.
No, but you also, it would appear that he, just like the TJ Watt versus Kevin King thing with Ted, right? I've told
Kevin
you this
King's
many times.
Huh? What a great story. Kevin King's a free agent. Had a pretty good year. I say redemption time. Let's bring him back.
The Packers misevaluated TJ Watt, and I've told you this from that draft because that show started in 2016. That was the 2017 draft, and they did not think there was a large differential in their scouting between TJ Watt and Vince Beagle.
There was an injury concern with TJ, is what I was told.
They did not like him. They were not willing to. They were not going to take that risk.
We like Vince Beagle. They was wrong. They was wrong.
And Kevin King had his challenges as well. But you're right about him. He ended up back in the league and did okay for himself. Also, what do we make of the fact that their 2021 first-round pick, who was run out of town, ended up turning into a pretty decent corner for the Raiders, Eric Stokes?
That's surprising. I told you Stokey had that great rookie season, and I thought he's going to take a jump. He never did.
Yeah. Well, we don't have to live in the past of draft picks because we've got our guy, Wheatgen. Last name Wheatgen, much like last name Roberson. Tausch, this is your opportunity, though, to tell us about Prize Picks and the big game
we crushed
that is coming up.
I don't know if Jelly crushed it. I crushed it on Prize Picks this week. I had 2 or 3 different entries that were beautiful. Stafford more, tailback more, Davante with a tutter, and then, of course, Darnold with the freebie. It was a good day. I didn't mess with the first game, thankfully. I was all in on the big game Sunday night. I don't think I could say that because that's going to be sponsored too. But the big game is almost here. There's no better way to cash in during America's biggest sporting event than Prize Picks, where it always feels good to be right. Prize Picks is the easiest way to play daily fantasy. Build a lineup in under 60 seconds, pick more or less on at least 2 player projections, and watch the game with even more excitement. I can't wait to see what kind of fun little deals Prize Picks has in store for the big game. Download the Prize Picks app today and use that code WI to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Again, that is code WI to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, it's good
to be right. You were right until you weren't about Jim Leonard being a candidate for the Packers defensive coordinator job.
He was a candidate.
Yeah.
Whether or not there was any interviewing remains to be seen.
So obviously Brian and I spent some time on this yesterday, but we didn't get to get your take. I would like to do that next. Would you oblige?
Certainly.
And that's what we'll do. More Wilde and Tausch. Straight ahead. Stick around.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance. Whether it's live or in podcast form, you've heard us on air with all of our shenanigans.
Gabe, I'm throwing some... Why are you throwing... I don't want...
Now see your favorite 94.5 ESPN shows streaming on video.
By me, by the way. I hit that microphone like 4 out of 6 times on that.
Subscribe to ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube and get notified when we hit the air live. Plus, you can watch back any second that you miss and see original digital content too. Watch, listen, interact. ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
4 years. That's enough time to earn a college degree, to serve a full term as a president, to train for something big and become someone new.
You bet, and get 0% interest for 4 years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, so you can invest in your home and in life's biggest moments. With exclusive features and customizations, Pella offers the highest quality products at a price you can afford.
Aim high when setting your New Year's resolution and imagine what you can do in 4 years when you finance your home project with Pella. Visit PellaWI.com today.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher, and if you're serious about getting more active this year, listen up. The Pickler in Menominee Falls is indoor pickleball, and it's for everybody, whether you're brand new or just trying to move more. Right now, they're offering free learn-to-play clinics every Monday and Saturday at noon. No experience, no gear. They'll teach you everything. So stop talking about your New Year's resolutions and go do something about it. Stop in at The Pickler in Menominee Falls or call the club for more details.
Without an Advent clinic nearby, people suffering needlessly from chronic nasal congestion and sinus infections would be stuck with either Band-Aid or Sledgehammer solutions. Band-Aids are pills or nasal sprays, and they're not true solutions. Surgery is a sledgehammer, and that's what we're trying to avoid. Because most people don't need surgery for nose and sinus issues, nor do they want a 14-day recovery. Our unique Advent approach can, in 20 minutes in our office, open your blocked nose for good, with only 1 day recovery. I'm Advent founder Dr. Kandula. Outside of Advent's 4 walls, invasive surgery is what they'll recommend. But here you will find effective and convenient in-office solutions to help you stop the need for Band-Aids and avoid the sledgehammer.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Most insurance accepted.
Come grow with us at Glenroy. For more than 6 decades, our family-owned company has built its reputation on quality, reliability, and providing strong career opportunities in our community. As the packaging industry rapidly grows, so does Glenroy. Here, you'll find competitive wages, a clean, modern workspace, fully vested 401k, yearly bonus award, and the chance to build a manufacturing career with purpose. Apply today at glenroy.com/careers. That's GLENROY.com/careers.
Hungry for something fresh and delicious? Get your favorites from Cousin Subs delivered straight to your door. From our freshly baked bread and hand-sliced meats and cheeses to our famous sides, crispy golden fries, Wisconsin cheese curds, or creamy mac and cheese. Every meal made to order and ready to enjoy. Ordering is quick and easy online or through the Cousins app. Whether it's a solo lunch, family dinner, or a spread for the whole crew, let us bring it straight to you, fast and fresh. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
Your New Year routine just got a major refresh thanks to Carbless. Staying mindful, Carbless has 0 sugar and 0 carbs. Watching calories? We've got you covered. Still want something bold and delicious? Well, that's our specialty at Carbless. Whether you're out celebrating or settling into post-holiday goals, Carbless keeps things light, fun, and completely guilt-free. Start your 2026 with flavor and no compromise. Celebrate the new year with bold flavor, 0 guilt, and a drink that keeps things light. Happy New Year from Carbless. Let's make your new year feel flawless.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Mark Tauscher was out yesterday on assignment, as we like to say. So we had Brian Bulaga in, who is not a Wisconsin guy. He's a great guy. He's an Iowa guy, though. And there's been a lot of discussion. Tom Silverstein wrote a good column trying to figure out exactly if Matt LaFleur was just convinced that Jonathan Gannon is definitely the guy and there's no reason to interview anybody else, or if he was worried that if he took a little longer and interviewed Jim Leonard for the job, if Jonathan Gannon would have gotten another job with someone else, he'd have lost out on him, and he really liked him. We don't know the answer to that.
I didn't see Spoon's article. What did Spoon conclude?
He concluded that there wasn't some sort of major interest in Jonathan Gannon, and that Matt LaFleur maybe got convinced that he was going to lose him when he really wasn't, and that he could have at least talked to Jim Leonard because, again, the Broncos lost on Sunday. They could have had him on an airplane on Monday coming to Green Bay for an in-person interview. Even if they'd have won, they still could have interviewed him virtually with a Zoom call from the Denver Broncos facility. And instead, on Sunday, before the Broncos even played, Matt LaFleur hired Jonathan Gannon. Now, if Jonathan Gannon turns out to be the second coming of Fritz Schirmer, great. Everything's awesome. If he doesn't, and I understand Jim Leonard is one of us, so that colors our judgment. But when you saw this break on Sunday morning, and you knew it meant that there would be no interview with Jim Leonard, what did you think?
I was disappointed. As we were kind of talking last week, it felt as if momentum was going towards Jimmy, and then Rob came on our show when you had your day off on Friday and was pretty adamant that Jim Leonard was going to get an interview, and he was, if he wasn't the front runner, he was front runner B, A, whatever it would be, right, with Gannon.
And nothing was going to happen until
he got a look, correct.
Yeah.
And I've kind of felt the same way. My question was when I broached this subject a couple weeks ago was, does Matt LaFleur hold a grudge? Because Jimmy Leonard, regardless of what all the other reports said, Jimmy Leonard was offered the job. However you want to look at it, if it was not officially official, he could have been the next defensive coordinator when Joe Barry got hired. He turned it down for whatever reasons. That's up to him. Now he's been back. He's the assistant head coach. He's with Denver. And I just got the feeling through talking to some folks that if Jimmy Leonard, what's the defensive Vance? If
Vance Joseph
was not going to get a head job, or he was going to get a head job, Jimmy was going to stay in Denver with Sean Payton. That was kind of the vibe. But outside of that, I think Jimmy Leonard was open to he wants to be a defensive coordinator in the NFL, period,
sure.
fin.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And would it make sense for the team that he grew up rooting for, has a relationship, maybe not the best, but whatever it might be, with the head football coach of the Green Bay Packers, where, by the way, his family lives in the state, all of that stuff would have been a pretty natural fit. And I think Jimmy Leonard is a really good tactician. Like, I watched a ton of Wisconsin football with, no offense to the guys on that defense, it was not a uber-talented group. And they looked uber-talented. They played uber-talented. And I thought he would have been a great fit. I just would have loved to have seen him get this opportunity. So I don't know how this all played out. I see there's a source-off going on with Rob and with somebody online. There's a battle going on, which is kind of fun. I think that the Green Bay Packers should have stuck to their guns and said, if we want to interview Jimmy Leonard, and if Gannon has something that he wants more than what we have, so be it. But if, Matt LaFleur was so dead set on hiring Gannon as his defensive coordinator, by the way, I'm not going to be one of these, even though I was obviously pro Jimmy and I was pro Al, strictly from a relationship standpoint, and I think both would do a fine job. If this guy has the experience, and I do believe, I said last week, there's going to be, the grace is over. The grace periods are done. Whoever comes in better be ready to win now with this group. And if Mike is not part of it, you better have a plan for whatever time he's out. So I would have liked to have seen the process go a little bit longer.
Mm-hmm.
I would have loved to have seen them evaluate. And then if it still comes back Gannon, great. But it did feel like there was maybe a little bit of a push. If you don't bring him in and get him done now, he's going somewhere else. And I think, and again, I don't know this. I don't know what Spoon said. It feels as if that maybe was a little short-sighted.
Yeah, especially considering that Matt LaFleur interviewed a lot of people the last 2 times, right? I think 9 in addition to Joe Barry when they hired him, including
now, Jason,
Jim Leonard.
Matt LaFleur wants to, here's the defense, run it, right? He is not overly interested
I think so,
in
yes.
Yes.
Yep. I think that's fair to say.
I'm going to tell you this. That's how Jimmy Leonard had it under Paul Chryst. I can tell you that.
Right. Yes.
Now, is he young? And he's not even that young. In the coaching annals of today's day and age, he ain't that young.
I think he's the same age as Jonathan Gannon. I think they're both 43.
Like this whole, you remember the old Wedding Crashers? Oh, we're just a bunch of young guys. And they're like, well, they're really not that young anymore. That's how this goes.
Right.
So you trust and you believe. So I understand it's nice to have, like Tommy Boy, it's nice to have that guarantee on the box. It gives you that warm, cuddly feeling that he was a head coach and that he was this. We'll see. I'm going to tell you this. There will be more scrutiny, and I don't think he's going to be as good in the mic as the last guy. So I think he better get off to a fast start because I can already picture whomever we play right out of the gates. I got a hunch the old Fire Gannon hashtags are going to be warmed up and ready to go if things don't start well. He is not going to have a ton of built-in grace at that position.
And look, let's be honest. We always acknowledge our biases, and if Jim Leonard was not Jim Leonard, if he didn't play for the Badgers, take him. I said this to Bulagi yesterday. Have him do all the exact same things he's done in his career. Interim head coach, defensive coordinator, 3-time All-American as a walk-on, but put him at Iowa. He did it all at Iowa instead of Wisconsin.
Goody would have drafted him.
Yeah, well, fair, unless he was Cooper DeJean. But I think we would still say, hey, this guy is a rising star. I wonder why they didn't interview him, but it wouldn't be nearly to the level that it is.
I don't even know if we'd say he's a rising star. Like, the story matters. And whether or not, that's why I'm going to give Matt LaFleur the benefit of the doubt. He knows how big of a hire this was, and he feels like this is going to put him in the right spot. So for as much as I would have loved to have had Jimmy Leonard be the guy, Matt LaFleur's call, he hopefully didn't do something strictly from a deadline or a you need to do this now or I'm gone. But as we heard with Luke Fickell last week, and the days of building a program, even in the pros, those days are over. It is a year-to-year. You better have your ducks in a row for this coming season because everything changes. There is no longer, well, let's build up and give this guy 3 or 4 years to really let his defense get in. Everybody feels comfortable. Because if he's any good, he'll be gone. And that was the point today. Eric Bilstead asked me on Wisconsin's Morning News, well, isn't it? Then in 2 years, you'll get I said, great.
Right.
That's what you want.
I don't know what the future looks like for Jonathan Gannon. He will have to prove that the Arizona struggles were based on a dysfunctional franchise and not his coaching. John and Madison, LaFleur didn't want to be outshined by the new young guy in Leonard. I don't think that's true.
No,
I just don't.
With that too.
Yeah, I don't think that's it. Now, do I think, to Tauscher's point, that he wants somebody, and preferably with head coaching experience, so they become the head coach of the defense? That, I think, is true. And Jim had the interim time at UW, and that's it. He has never been a defensive coordinator in the NFL before. He's an assistant head coach in Denver. He's a defensive passing game coordinator. But I don't necessarily see it as him being not experienced enough to get that job. Now, I will also add this. So the defensive coordinators Matt LaFleur has had, Mike Pettine, who he inherited from Mike McCarthy, Joe Barry, Jeff Hafley, and now Jonathan Gannon. 3 of those 4 have been head coaches of some ilk. 2 of them as NFL head coaches, 1 of them as a college head coach. I do think there is something to that. I don't know if the issue that I would have is, and I don't know if Jonathan Gannon called it the defense or not. I got to look into that some more as well. I've been working on some other stories. But he had 2 years as a defensive coordinator. Like, it's not like he has an extensive resume as an NFL defensive coordinator. He's been a head coach, which is great, but it's not like we're not talking about Vic Fangio here, who's done it for, 2 decades. But his defense in 2022 in Philly was really good. Now, Tausch, I think there are people that have already said this to me. Well, look at the talent he had to work with in Philly. You'd be a good defensive coordinator, which, of course, is not true. But this is going to be scrutinized, to your point. I'm not saying that the hashtag should start like it was for Fire Capers, but this is definitely going to be scrutinized once the season begins, and probably before that. Ian and East Troy via the Carbless Talk and Text line. Are these LaFleur's last hires for coordinators? Meaning, is his job tied to this group of coaches? Yeah, look, I think he's got a couple of years here for sure. And so you want to hire the right people to give you the best chance to win, to keep your job. But, again, I don't know what's going to happen at offensive coordinator. Because if Steno gets that Tennessee job with Robert Saleh, now that's another job to fill. And does he do something out of the box? Or does he promote Luke Getsy or bring back Nathaniel Hackett, since they're both already on the staff again? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. We can have more of this conversation.
How many years did we sign LaFleur for?
I don't know.
It's absurd. This is absurd.
I believe it is at least a 3-year extension, which would mean he's under contract for 4 years, but I cannot say that with absolute certainty.
Yeah, I don't get this. I flat out don't understand what the Packers organization is doing under this. Like, you either celebrate and are excited about your... We heard Mike McCarthy signed a 5-year deal. We heard Bob Saleh signed a 5-year deal. But this is Secret City. What are we, the CIA up there? Like, what are we doing? No, I mean, how many years have we signed Matt LaFleur for? It shouldn't be that hard.
Yeah,
we had this discussion last time, and you swear you asked Mr. Policy.
I did. I asked
what it was,
Mr.
and he
Policy.
said, "Oh no,
yes, I
we're
did.
doing it." Well, let's do it then. Like, come on.
This just coming across my desk. The Buffalo Bills have hired Joe Brady as their new head coach, and he gets a 5-year deal from the Bills. On cue, by the way.
I flat don't understand. I don't get it.
Wasn't there a whole thing where...
What are we hiding?
Wasn't LaFleur texting you in bed one night? Can't you just text him and, hey, how long was your contract good for?
Why on earth are they not like... They should be shouting from the roofs. You wanted him back. Oh, my God, we got him back.
Right, and why are we not... again, I would selfishly, so I can be the conduit to the fans, I would like to talk to Jonathan Gannon this week. I hope that happens. But again, sometimes they wait until the entire staff is set, and I don't agree with that, but that's how I think Matt wants it. Just like I want some of that unbelievable bacon from Jones Dairy Farm.
Well, Jones Dairy Farm, family owned and operated for 7 generations in Fort Atkinson, all the way back to 1889. Best known for their all-natural sausage, made from the original family recipe, available in pork, chicken, and turkey. And we had a little lasagna soup with some of that good Jones Dairy, just all-natural sausage. No fillers, no nitrates, no MSG, none of that stuff. It's all natural. Again, that recipe that they won't give me, it is as clean, it is natural, and it has been for a long, long time. Find Jones products in grocery stores across all of Wisconsin, and check the website's product finder at jonesdairyfarm.com.
More Wilde and Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
$2.3 million. A recent Schwab survey of Americans says that it takes $2.3 million to be wealthy. Well, you may have had your financial plan set on a bigger or a more humble number. But if you're looking for added insights on how to get there or how to avoid some tax pitfalls on the way, Annex Wealth Management is ready to listen. Mark Tauscher here, and whether your situation is complex or simple, the Annex Wealth Management team can give you wealth expertise and guidance on reaching your goals. Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference.
When a trophy is raised, it can feel like the season's over, but on the ESPN app, it never really is. Because with more than 47,000 live events, plus originals, highlights, and coverage from every corner of the sports world, there's always something to dive into. No off-season, just everything a fan needs to keep going. Always in season, get all of ESPN all in one place. Download the ESPN app on your TV or phone today.
Grab the dial and crank it up, baby, because Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee is spinning its Winning Hits collection. Over the next 3 months, you could win a share of over $1 million in prizes. On top of thousands in cash and reward play, you could win one of 3 new Ford vehicles in the grand finale drawings on March 27th. Just play with your rewards card to earn entries. Press play on the Winning Hits collection, only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
UW Credit Union presents the Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org.
With your UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, I'm Will Summers. This week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week is Arrowhead senior and Minnesota commit Natalie Kusow. Kusow etched her name into the record books, becoming the all-time leading scorer in Waukesha County girls basketball history. She followed the record-breaking milestone with a dominant performance in Arrowhead's 77-41 win over Muskego, finishing with 33 points as the Warhawks improved to a perfect 13-0 on the season. Already a Wisconsin Gatorade Player of the Year and a contributor to a state championship track and field team, Kusow continues to lead one of the top programs in Wisconsin while preparing to join the University of Minnesota next season. Congratulations to Natalie Kusow, your UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
The pulse of the Milwaukee Bucks, straight from a Bucks legend.
Can't get it off. Marcus Johnson will, though. Can't leave him alone for a 12.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson on Bucks Plus. Marcus and his son Chris offer a weekly beat on Bucks basketball. Get your questions answered and hear from the biggest names in basketball. Find Here District with Marcus Johnson at bucks.com/plus on the Bucks app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Is it time to buy an engagement ring?
Or a big anniversary diamond?
Kessler's has diamonds that come from diamond mines.
And we also have diamonds that come from plasma chambers.
When you see the size of the diamond you can afford when you look at our high-tech newborn created diamonds,
you're going to be happy, happy, happy.
And with approved credit, our financing plans make anything possible.
Our selection of engagement rings is beyond compare.
And our custom design department can modify any ring in any way you choose.
Anyone who says they can give you a better ring
or a better diamond
or a better price
has never been to Kessler's.
And our miraculous no small print warranty says,
if you bought it at Kessler's, it's guaranteed.
It's just that simple.
And all maintenance is free forever.
No charge.
Yes, it really is that miraculous.
You found a partner you want to share your life with.
When you're ready to celebrate,
we've got a diamond for that.
Find the Kessler's nearest you at KesslersDiamonds.com.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Talking a little bit about the Packers coaching staff. Now, Tausch, in 2009, obviously you were an offensive player. And that was the year that they brought you back midway through the year, right? Because you were coming off the ACL. when they brought in Dom Capers as the new defensive coordinator, they changed everybody out on defense, all the assistants. I don't know if there were any holdovers. Whereas when Mike Pettin came in, they changed some of them. When Joe Barry came in, they kept basically everybody. And then Hafley brought in a few guys of his own. Jeff Hafley is taking Sean Duggan and Ryan Downard with him to Miami.
You love Downard, right? That was your guy?
That's my guy. Yeah, I'm bummed I think very highly of him, and I think he's one of those guys that obviously his mentor is Jeff Hafley. They were together in Cleveland a decade ago. But I think he's going to be a guy that works his way up just the way Jeff Hafley did. My question is, concern level of overturning that staff, what Jonathan Gannon is going to want from a personnel perspective. I know this is a little bit tougher for you because you weren't there at the beginning of the 2009 season, but players are resilient. I get it. They deal with whatever comes their way. But is this in any way problematic when you've had pretty good success the last 2 years and there may be some significant coaching staff changes?
I mean, it's a comfortability thing, obviously, that you know the calls and you kind of get a vibe for what a coordinator is doing. But once the coordinator leaves, you prefer to keep your position. If your group is good and you're performing at a high level, you'd prefer to keep that consistency because, as you keep going and as you get a better understanding, you know what is expected. There's a comfort level with that, but I think one of the things that everybody needs to be is more uncomfortable. And if that's, moving some guys around, for as good as this defense played last year, and there were some really great moments, it wasn't good enough.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you look at that, and when you make those changes, you're telling the guys this isn't good enough. Now, this is a unique circumstance. But as far as if there's going to be guys, not happy about it, Jocko, good. You trust this guy to come in. He has his guys that he is going to want to help implement his program in a way he knows is good. You have to trust that when you make a big boy hire like this, you trust the people that you bring in, and it's not going to just be, keep everybody else the same and just change this guy. No, that's not how this works. He's going to have his guys, and obviously Jeff had his guys that he took with. So this is going to be, it's going to be a different operation. You're going to see things differently, and, hopefully it's going to be good different. But different doesn't always mean good.
Speaking of different, Adam Schefter just tweeted out the coaching hires this cycle so far. I'm going to play a little game with you. Well, maybe not you, but with our fans. I'm going to play this guy or Matt LaFleur with the coaches that have been hired so far.
I'm just curious, how many of these guys have had their contract details put out?
Virtually all of them, I do believe.
It's amazing.
What's also amazing is that AmFam has been with us from the very beginning of this show.
Yes, indeed they have, and for almost 100 years, American Family has been committed to making life better with the right home and auto protection, all so you're free to enjoy your dreams. It's been a proud partner of Wilde and Tauscher from the jump, and I just told you, cracked my windshield. What did I do? Yo, AmFam, get out here. Get me a new windshield. It's freezing out.
Is that how you said it?
It's almost exactly how I said it.
Hey, yo, AmFam.
AmFam comes out. They have their vendors come out, and I had a new windshield on a very cold day because I thought I could get by. It's cracked a little bit. You know what happens when it's cold?
Keeps cracking.
Fixed up beautifully, thanks to our friends at American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly with American Family Insurance. Get a quote or find an agent at amfam.com.
Would you rather the NFL Coaches Edition versus Matt LaFleur? Next, it's Wilde and Tauscher.
This is Wilde and Tauscher on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance. All the antics.
The reason he's not running the ball real well this year is because his pants are way too high. You see him pull his pants up? Check it out.
All the action.
Should Matt LaFleur have waited to make this hire to at least talk to Jim Leonard?
The fear was if you didn't hire him over the weekend, by the time that you talked to Leonard, kind of sorted all those ducks out, that Gannon might be off the market.
The best of both worlds lives right here. Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Weekday mornings from 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Did you hear? Allstate car insurance now costs even less. So when you bundle with home, you can save even more. Check Allstate first to bundle and save with a new lower auto rate. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings may vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
This year, I'm giving my hair salon a total makeover.
Total makeover sounds totally expensive.
We updated our logo and colors, so I needed to print new signage, brochures, business cards, everything.
Everything will not be cheap.
Staples did it all, and I saved $100 on my order.
$100? Trim my whiskers, that's a good deal. For everything your business needs to print, let's go Staples.
That was easy.
Offer valid in-store and online. Ends 1/31. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
Seriously injured? Call Gruber Law Offices today.
Looking up at the Marquette banners, brought to you by Saganiac Planning. Number 15 retired in honor of Butch Lee. He finished in 78, and the number retired the next season. It's hard to believe that any player could ever equal what Butch Lee did at Marquette. Part of the national championship team in 77, and the Final Four MVP, and the next season, the consensus National Player of the Year. So much success, it's not necessary to bring up any statistics. Number 15, Butch Lee, did everything. Running a business means taking care of your team and your bottom line. For over 50 years, Saganiac Planning has helped small businesses build smarter, more affordable medical and employee benefit plans. From health insurance to customized coverage options, our experts make it simple to protect your people and your future. Saganiac Planning, your partner in planning confidence. Visit SaganiacPlanning.com or call John Saganiac Jr. today to get started. 262-783-6161.
$2.3 million. A recent Schwab survey of Americans says that it takes $2.3 million to be wealthy. Well, you may have had your financial plan set on a bigger or a more humble number. But if you're looking for added insights on how to get there or how to avoid some tax pitfalls on the way, Annex Wealth Management is ready to listen. Mark Tauscher here, and whether your situation is complex or simple, the Annex Wealth Management team can give you wealth expertise and guidance on reaching your goals. Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference.
Tired of waking up exhausted? That dad bod weighing you down? Let's get you back to the old you. If your energy, focus, and drive aren't what they used to be, your hormones could be out of balance. At Mentality, we'll dig into what's really going on, then build a personalized, science-backed plan using hormone therapy and peptide treatments to get your brain and your body back on track. So stop telling yourself you're just getting older. Book your appointment now at lowtusa.com. Right now, all new patient labs are covered in your treatment plan. That's a savings of $250. Go to lowtusa.com.
Do you worry about how much someone drinks?
Do you feel neglected or unloved? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you are not alone.
Al-Anon and Alateen can help. Call 1-866-200-0223 or visit alanon.org/help.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Of the NFL's 32 teams will have new head coaches next season. 10! It's got to be some sort of record. Matt LaFleur now the third or fourth longest tenured coach in the league. I think behind Andy Reid, Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan, maybe. tied, I think, with Zach Taylor. So, Tausch, here we go. These are the new coaches. The Browns, the Cardinals, and the Raiders don't have coaches yet.
Okay.
And the Browns, a lot of people pulling out of the running for that job. So, here we go.
You want it, Tausch?
I want what?
The Browns job.
Sure. Yeah, I'll take that.
All right.
No. Bulaga and Wilde. Here are the coaches, the 7 coaches that have been hired so far. Tell me yes or no, you would want him instead of Matt LaFleur. And I will be surprised if even one of these, maybe one of these, gets a yes, I'd rather have him. Okay? Ready? Down, set, hut, hut. Joe Brady, the new coach of the Buffalo Bills.
Nope.
Mike McCarthy, the new coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Nope.
Jesse Minter, the new head coach of the Baltimore Ravens.
He would be the one guy I'm kind of intrigued by.
Okay. Michigan guy, right? Wasn't he at Michigan with Harbaugh?
It just feels he's a Ravens guy. He's a young guy. Like felt like everybody was pouncing to get him.
I agree with you. John Harbaugh, the new coach of the New York Giants.
No, sir.
We try this game again when we have Homer tomorrow. Jeff Hafley, the new coach of the Miami Dolphins.
Nope.
Kevin Stefanski, the new coach of the Atlanta Falcons.
No, sir.
And the new coach of the Tennessee Titans, Robert Saleh.
No. No, it's I don't think it's a uber great list there. I mean, obviously there's some veteran coaches with Mike and with Harbaugh that I think people are going to get excited about. But there wasn't like the, oh my gosh, the Mike Vrabel, the Ben Johnson that you probably would get super excited about. Now, the beautiful part of this is somewhere next year we'll hear, boy, this guy was pretty good. Whether it's and I think Jesse Minter, if you ask me who can turn the ship around the quickest, he'd be the guy I would guess.
I want to get into, because I have now officially read your "damn, this is a horrible idea" tweet, which I appreciate how strong you came out, and I know this is going to be this will be important to you. How do you propose we prevent the NFL from moving conference championship games to neutral sites? Do you have a plan?
A series of really harshly written letters.
Strongly worded letters to the NFL office on Park Avenue. I will say this. It is a strongly worded tweet. There's no two ways about that. If you did not see it, we will put it back out there for your enjoyment. But we can't do that until Tausch tells us about UW Credit Union and what they've got going on. By the way, I didn't think your little TV commercial that you did with them, I don't think that's gotten nearly enough play. It really turned out well. I saw it, and then I haven't seen it in a while.
Yeah, it's digi only, right? It wasn't on.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, it wasn't on TV.
It was really good. It was well.
Yeah, I thought it was well executed.
Whoever did it, it was really well done.
Well, we have a great team over at UW Credit Union, and for every stage of life, UW Credit Union is here for every you, proudly serving Wisconsin for over 90 years. They're going to help you reach your financial goals. They want to keep your banking local. Well, UW Credit Union does that. Great member first service. Yep, and great perks like early payday. You know it. Also, Bucky. We saw Bucky, that little rascal. How do you say no to that face? If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fan will make you do crazy things. This makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member today. Get your Bucky card like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions do apply.
The 11 o'clock hour starts in 2 minutes. It's Wilde and Tausch.
The Milwaukee Weight Loss Program has been able to change the lives of thousands of people with this incredible metabolic reset program. We know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day with no exercising, no prepackaged meals, no counting points or calories, no drugs, no surgery, and no injections with the risk of serious side effects. There's no better time than now to give yourself the gift of a new you in this new year. Schedule your free consultation now by visiting MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
Homer here. I'm starting 2026 off right with Milwaukee Weight Loss. Their team is full of great people who listen to me and my goals through the consultation process. Their program is the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day, and many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in about a month or two. Call for your free weight loss consultation, 262-235-3980, 262-235-3980, or online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com, MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
Hi, this is Michelle Voskel, CPA and team member at the Neal Group. If 2025 didn't go exactly as planned, you're not alone. You made it through, and that's what counts. Now it's time for taxes, and for a lot of people, that's when the stress kicks in, especially if things got messy along the way. The good news? A rough year doesn't mean a ruined future. We helped Nate fix a tax mess with the IRS created by one of those national firms and saved him $103,000 in penalties, plus another $150,000 in taxes, because we know the tax law. Imagine walking into tax season with a plan, clarity, and someone in your corner who knows the tax law and knows how to use it. You earned it. We help you keep it. Call us now at 414-325-2040 to arrange a meeting to see how we can help you. Don't wait. Call now. That's 414-325-2040 or visit nealgroup.net.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Hey, this is Homer. You're listening to the home of Marquette basketball. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begins now. I understand that I have Bucks-related alerts from ESPN, the ESPN app on my phone. In the last two alerts I've gotten from them, one was about Wendy saying that the time has come for the Bucks to tank and forget about this season. And now I just got one from Bobby Marks going through the Bucks' top trade assets, priorities, and more ahead of the February 5th trade deadline. I know we're a Packers-centric team, but the last time I spoke with you, you had gone to a Bucks game the previous night, and it was not a good vibe. Now Giannis is sidelined again. Calf strain again, right, Jesse?
Yeah, 4 to 6 weeks.
Self-diagnosed, which is impressive. Dr. Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Not to be confused with Mr. Kraft.
I mean,
which
I would watch a sitcom called Dr. Giannis.
I would too. That would be entertaining.
I'm just curious because I am starting to come over to the side of, boy, the national media really just keeps pushing and pushing and pushing this story. Do I need to feel any differently than I did before now that he's going to be sidelined past the trade deadline? And there's the suggestion that, well, if you tank, you'll get a better draft pick, and that will help Giannis. Should I be even paying attention to this at this point?
There's a lot of there now. I think in the past there was a lot of speculation just because, I don't know if it was they don't like the city of Milwaukee or whatever it might be. Now it just feels different to me. And I don't know if he could piece together something by February 5th, which I believe is the trade deadline.
Correct.
But I think it's time. What I saw the other night and where Giannis is at, I think mentally, that's just not who he is. We've never seen that. He's been frustrated before, but there's always this we'll get it figured out. I didn't sense that. So he's injured. He's self-diagnosing himself. I don't know. I think if you're John Horst, he's out 6 weeks here probably. What are we going to do? We're not going to make the playoffs. Do you wait and then trade him in the offseason and try and get a bigger haul? I don't have the right answer, but obviously it feels as if things are coming to a head, and I think it'll be in everybody's best interest to find the best solution. Organizationally has to be at the top of the list. We love Giannis, and we want Giannis to be happy, but we've dumped a lot of resources, and our cupboards are pretty bare. I don't think we want to see Fiserv turn into what I think it might if Giannis goes and there's not this at least vibe that we can flip this script and get some young players in here. And so whether or not you're going to be able to you're not going to get the haul that SGA in Oklahoma City got for Paul George. But I think we need something close to that. I'm not sure there's going to be anybody willing to go that far.
So then what happens?
I don't know.
Like, you can't just give them away.
Well, you're not going to give them away. I mean, if the odds would say you're going to wait and then hopefully figure things out in the summer. But then it's like, why? What are we waiting for? Are you going to get a better deal in the summer? Maybe. But right now, if I'm the Miami Heat and all these teams that have been rumored to get him for all this time, at some point you pull the trigger and move. And you're going to end up knowing you need to go, and you need to go big. And I think Giannis is looking for that right now, and I think the Bucks, I think they're still maybe holding out a little hope, but I would bet that the last couple of weeks have been very draining for John Horst and for the front office too.
So I wanted to get back to this before we play trivia. Your tweet, and I quote, responding to Mike Florio about the idea of neutral site conference championship games. Damn, this is a horrible idea. I thought Mike was pro-fan and not pro-corporation that would inevitably take over the conference championship like the Super Bowl. It's not too late to not be a prisoner of the moment and retract this idea. 533 likes later. I read that. Did you read what he posted, or did you just respond to his tweet?
I responded to his tweet.
Okay. So I had forgotten this, but this idea kind of started with when Damar Hamlin had cardiac arrest on the field and they never finished that game, and there was some uncertainty as to who would have home field for an AFC championship game because of the imbalances with the schedules, because they never completed that game. It just ended there, right? So there was, and I guess I totally had forgotten this. Had it been a Chiefs-Bills AFC championship game, it would have been played in Atlanta.
Yeah. And that would have springboarded this. Oh, my God, this was great. It was in a dome. It was a great game. Oh, Josh Allen almost came back, but Mahomes won it. Oh, we ended up making another $300 million because of this, and that. That's what would have happened.
They had already sold 50,000 tickets in 24 hours based on the possibility of the game happening there. Then it was obviously brought up a number of times. And his point was, and you didn't watch this game. You were at the Badgers game, right? You were somewhere. That the fourth quarter of the AFC Championship game was unplayable and unwatchable.
Definitely wasn't unwatchable. I bet you the numbers will be fine.
And TV networks love snow games, I thought. I can't say strongly enough that I agree with Tauscher and I hate this idea. How worried, if you don't like it either, if you're with Tauscher on this, to what degree should you be worried that this could actually happen?
You should be worried. You should
and not
be
like
worried.
Staying up at night and can't sleep because they might move conference championship games to neutral sites. But for someone who cares about football, I hate this idea.
And especially because it will be a big effect on us as Packer fans, for us that are Packer fans. There's most of these teams now, once the Bears Stadium gets done, there's going to be one outdoor stadium in the north. Cleveland is going that way. Denver's going that way. There's going to be few and fewer. And I just think the money is going to be gross if you end up opening this thing up and letting these teams bid and you end up having to go to, an AFC stadium or whatnot. I just think that we all should fend this off before it gets a ton of momentum, because once that ball gets rolling, we've seen this with 17 games, and now the owners are already talking. This isn't going to be some format. This is a formality. They're getting 18 games.
You're right. You're right again.
And we all said that will never happen. Well, it did happen to 17. It will happen to 18. And if this is something that the owners want, this will happen too. And at some point, fans and organizations have to stop in and say, no. We work blank and hard to host it. Ron Wolf said the greatest game he's ever been to is the NFC Championship game at Lambeau, when he won and was able to celebrate with his fans in that game on that conditions. It was cold, but that was bigger to some than the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to get rid of that for what? $200 million? And so that Mike Florio can watch mistake-free, snow-free, beautiful conditions? I'm sorry, that doesn't move me. Not even a little bit. And I'm going to throw Courtney Cronin in there too, or Courtney, or anybody else. It's like, put on a parka. Go and enjoy yourself. You get to cover the blanket NFL, man. You should be stoked that you're doing that in that environment. That should be awesome. It shouldn't be, well, no, I don't want to be out in that weather.
Can
Go in a bar.
That's exactly where I was going. Can we get shirts now on one side say "Go boo in a bar" and on the other side that say "Put on a parka"?
Put on a parka.
Jesse, we were right there, man. We were right there. A little bit of breaking news from the NFL coaching carousel. Per Adam Schefter, ESPN sources, the Titans are now set to hire former Giants head coach Brian Daboll as their offensive coordinator, contingent upon him not getting the Raiders head coaching job. So, if that is the case, now again, there are 3 head coaching positions that have not been filled: Cleveland, Arizona, and Las Vegas. But Steno interviewed with Robert Saleh for that offensive coordinator job. If he is not going to get that job, do we think Matt LaFleur is going to make some changes on his offensive staff of any kind, or is he going to run it back? This is yet another example.
What do you think?
Matt LaFleur does not like to fire people. I don't like the idea of people losing their jobs, so I'm not rooting for that. But I have said that they need to find a way to get some new ideas. I don't know what that requires. Does it need new people? Does it need new, how do you conjure up new ideas
different
with the same
webinars?
people?
Different.
Yeah, sure. Those are very popular from what I understand. Dr. Brian
Jacobson.
That's what I was going to say. I thought I was right. I don't know. I know that there was a time last year where it looked like Steno was going to get an offensive coordinator job for a defensive-minded head coach. It was Seattle. And then Clint Kubiak blew Mike McDonald's socks off, and they hired Kubiak. And that's obviously worked out pretty well. They're in the Super Bowl. So I don't know what's next, but their offense had some inconsistency to it, and not just because they lost Tucker Kraft to his injury, because they did kind of find their footing and then lost it again. It'll be interesting to see if there are any more changes. Do you think this is the one thing I've heard from fans. If they were going to make changes, they would have made them already. Do you agree with that assessment?
No.
Yeah, I don't either. There's 3 teams that don't even have head coaches yet.
Correct.
Now, there are 3 teams that seem to be pretty dysfunctional, but that's neither here nor there. All right, we need to play trivia. Jesse, what's today's category, and what caller do you want?
It's Tuesday, and we did play yesterday, so that makes today a Badgers Trivia Tuesday.
All right.
Tausch
Which
dressed
caller
the
would you
theme
like?
today. Nicely done.
What's that hat, though? That's not a Badgers hat. What is that? Is that a tree?
Yep.
Caller number 10. 10 teams in the Big Ten.
Caller number 10, because that's the number of teams in the Big Ten.
You know what I meant.
No, I'm not sure.
Caller Big Ten. Caller 10.
Caller 10 right now, 844-770-3776. 844-770-3776. By the way, how many teams are in the Big 12 now?
16.
What a weird deal. Caller 10 right now, 844-770-3776. Plays trivia next. Want to remind you to tune into the new season of Behind the Bucks. That podcast can be found on the Bucks Plus Audio Network, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. The latest is narrated by Bucks legend Marcus Johnson. It's worth your time, so you can find it on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get your podcast. Behind the Bucks, presented by Gallagher. Trivia's next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance. Kyle Bruston Nortman.
We need the final end here.
Yes, we do, Jason.
Oh, okay. Screw you, Ben Brust.
KVN.
I just believe that this team is getting closer. And when you keep a coach here, that means we consistently know what the floor is going to be. And once you get into the playoffs, you have to win. You have a chance to pop through it.
Kyle Bruston Nortman. Afternoons from 2 to 5 on 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center is teeing off the new year with another can't-miss tournament and 1,000 in cash prizes up for grabs. Hey, ESPN Milwaukee, this is Gary Ellison, inviting you to a two-man scramble at the legendary Kapalua Plantation course, all played on Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center state-of-the-art simulators. Sign up now at wisconsinindoorgolfcenter.com. It's just $120 per team, and you must get your round in by January 31st. Your chance to take on Kapalua Plantation course starts today.
Mark Tauscher here for Iron Jock. If you're still working on your New Year's resolutions, right now, congrats! You've officially made it past Quitter's Day. More than 70% of people give up by now, so take your win. Iron Jock wants to reward you. From now through January 27th, our listeners can get 30% off any Iron Jock purchase over $75 when you use promo code ESPN30. And you also score a free 3-pack of Iron Jock socks at $25 value. Iron Jock helps you look good, smell good, and keep showing up.
4 years. That's enough time to earn a college degree, to serve a full term as a president, to train for something big and become someone new.
You bet, and get 0% interest for 4 years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, so you can invest in your home and in life's biggest moments. With exclusive features and customizations, Pella offers the highest quality products at a price you can afford.
Aim high when setting your New Year's resolution, and imagine what you can do in 4 years when you finance your home project with Pella. Visit PellaWI.com today.
The UW Credit Union member Mark Tauscher here. People ask me, old T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, is it to keep your banking local? Is it the member first service? Great perks like early payday? Absolutely. But honestly, between us, I mean, it's Bucky. I can't say no to that face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member and get your Bucky card like me. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, y'all. It's the Rocket Roger Clemens here. I spent years on the mound giving everything I had, and now I feel every inning in my knees, back, and shoulders. But I didn't want surgery, and I sure didn't want to be sidelined. That's why I turned to QC Kinetics.
QC Kinetics Medical Director Dr. Christie and his team use regenerative treatments that help your body heal itself. No surgery, no meds, and no downtime.
Whether you're teeing off at the club or chasing the grandkids around, QC Kinetics helps you get back to doing what you love.
Call QC Kinetics now and schedule your free consultation. Natural joint pain relief with real results.
Don't let the pain slow you down. I didn't, and neither should you. My friends at QC Kinetics, they'll take care of you.
Call QC Kinetics today and schedule your free consultation. QC Kinetics.
Call QC Kinetics 414-240-2298. That's 414-240-2298. 414-240-2298.
It's UWM's homecoming, and the celebration features 2 Panthers basketball games. The action tips off Friday as the men's team takes on Wright State at 7 p.m. at Panther Arena. Then on Saturday, the women's team hits the Kalachi Center Court against the Raiders at 2 p.m. Fans at both games will score a free black and gold in the cold homecoming t-shirt courtesy of Gruber Law Offices. Join us Friday at 7 for the men's game and Saturday at 2 for the women's game. Lock in your tickets at mkepanthers.com. Milwaukee Panthers Athletics for the MKE.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Presented by Cousin Subs and Iron Jock for trivia.
Wilde and Tausch Trivia is brought to you by Cousin Subs. Cousin Subs $10 deal meal gives you a 7.5-inch sub, bag of chips or regular fries, fountain drink, and a cookie, all for just $10. This deal is only available online or through the Cousins app. And Iron Jock, performance apparel that actually performs. No stink, just performance, and proudly Wisconsin built. Shop now at ironjock.com.
Let's welcome in our contestant. It is Bill in New Berlin. Bill, good morning. How you doing?
Morning. I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great. The category is Badgers Trivia Tuesday. Question number 1 is this. It's number 1 versus number 3 coming up this weekend when which Wisconsin team hits the road to face rival Minnesota? Is it women's hockey, wrestling, or mixed doubles pickleball?
I'm going to guess women's hockey.
It's a good guess. Who does wrestling have this weekend, Jesse? I know you're up to speed on all the
I didn't see who
non-reps.
they've got this week.
It was a good opportunity to give
think we
their
have
team some
all
attention.
of our Olympians went bye-bye on Monday. So we got to go beat Minnesota without our Olympians, I believe.
Indeed.
Oh. That stinks.
It's going to make it a little tougher.
Nah, it's good, though. I want to have Olympians.
Well, yeah, I want Olympians too, but tougher to
Could
win
they
a
left
game.
on? Could they left next week?
Yeah.
Question 2 is this. In which city is the Big Ten men's basketball tournament set to be held in March as the Badgers begin their trek toward a Final Four berth in the NCAA tournament? Is that Big Ten men's basketball tournament in Chicago, Indianapolis, or Cleveland?
I think it's normally in Indianapolis, so I'll say Indianapolis.
Well,
it's in
has
Blono.
been in Indianapolis.
It's in Blono this year. Bloomington Normal.
It is in Chicago this year. Wasn't it last year? Wasn't it in like
Vegas
L.A.?
Yeah, I was in Vegas, I think.
It was West
DC
Coast.
one year.
They went DC. They were in Vegas. I don't remember if Vegas was last year or not.
Fun little side note, I will be covering the Big Ten tournament for Wilde and Tausch. I will be down there Thursday and Friday. I'm not sure I'm going to work, but I'm going to be
Well, then how are you covering it for us?
What do you mean you're covering the Big Ten?
No, I'm going to be down there, and I plan on doing the shows. I got to figure out. I kind of thought we were on this roll that we wouldn't play till Friday. Shit, we might be going. I don't think we'll be on Tuesday, but it could be a Wednesday.
So what are you going to cover, Rutgers and Washington?
I haven't exactly figured out how it's all going to work, but I am planning on going down. I'm going to watch a little bit. Now, I was going to work, do the show, be boots on the ground down in Chicago.
Can we come?
Talk to the team. I would love for you to join us.
I've never been to the Big Ten tournament. It seems like it'd be a good time.
Okay.
You got to take Bill in New Berlin with you as well. Bill,
Covering
question
the Big
3.
Ten tournament.
Well, Bill's going to be in Indianapolis. He thinks the tournament's down there. So.
Your plan was
Yeah, I'll be there all alone.
Your plan was to go cover the Big Ten tournament, but hoping Wisconsin wouldn't play the days that you're there?
No. I plan on covering Wilde, and I hope it's like a night game, and I'll do the show from 9 till 12 and then go about my business.
Okay. Question 3.
What could go wrong?
Sounds like a great plan. He's going to be sitting in a rental car with the camera between the steering wheel and the windshield.
You know Wisconsin's playing at 11 a.m. on Thursday. Now, I don't know what seeds that normally play that, but you know they're playing at 11 a.m.
Now they are.
That'll be
now
great.
They are.
I could do almost play. I can't do play-by-play, but I could.
Can't.
No, we could sit there. I'll have the iPad.
You can sit right next to LePay while he's calling the game.
Go punch him in the back.
Hey, Matt, speak up a little bit. We want to take your. Yeah, it's a good idea.
All right, Bill, I'm sorry. We've gotten derailed here with Tauscher at the Big Ten tournament.
All good. Good
You
stuff.
guys can carpool to Indianapolis for it. Question 3 is this.
Perfect.
Which of these is the only conference opponent Wisconsin will face in both football and men's basketball as part
I love this.
As part of the newly established, and I hope they didn't use the NBA's approach to these rivalries.
Oh, they did.
Big Ten rivalry series presented by Venmo this season. Okay? Which of these teams is the only conference opponent Wisconsin will face in both football and basketball, men's basketball, as part of this Big Ten rivalry series? Is it Ohio State, Washington, or Indiana?
Ooh, Washington?
Oh, my God. How on earth did you get that right? How is that possible?
The Battle of UW.
I didn't think that they played Ohio State or Indiana, so and a process of elimination there.
Well, very well done, because I didn't realize Wisconsin and Washington were such intense rivals.
Right down the road.
Yeah, short trip. They both start with W, though. They are UWs.
Bucks, Thunder, and Wisconsin, Washington.
Isn't the schedule supposed to come out today, isn't it?
Oh, the football schedule for next year. Yeah. Is that today?
Close the gap.
Mind the gap. No, I think it's today.
The Gap Band. You dropped a bomb on me. Bill, you got 2 out of 3. That means you have 3 of the possible 4 entries into Friday's drawing. Enjoy your trip to Indianapolis. We appreciate you, buddy. Thanks.
Thanks. Appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
That is Wilde and Tausch trivia presented by
Bill's got a great disposition about him. You know, you could tell guys' dispositions.
Likable fella there.
Great disposition.
Mm-hmm. Yep, totally agree. The Bills have officially named Joe Brady as their new head coach. He gets a 5-year contract. We will get to Whoa Nelly.
I don't understand.
I'm just curious.
I want to understand.
They're all beefing with each other. Somebody ask them.
If it's a creative deal, I totally understand. Like, if it's some competitive advantage, like, you should be proud of your guys.
He's proud of his guys.
Players get a contract extension. They have a big video deal. They sign it, and it's like everybody's stoked. Coaches do it, and it's like it's Fort Knox. Lock it up. Don't let anybody hear about it. Don't talk about it. It's like, what are we doing?
Yeah, it's a fair critique. So, again,
what is the point?
Right.
I want to understand.
I don't know. Now, in fairness.
In fairness of what?
Well, let me finish. In fairness, I'm not sure that the Bills actually announced the 5-year deal. That was Adams' report. Like, I'll look and see if they have it in their announcement from the team. But maybe that's not something that anybody announces, the length of contracts of their coaches.
You just
Some
went
choose
through.
to.
Everybody else has done it.
Well, again, I don't know if that's reporting or if that's team announcements. And maybe, look, the Packers and Matt LaFleur, who Tom Pelissero is his guy. And I've been friends with Tom for a long time. That's awesome. It's great that they've got that connection.
Who? That's Matt LaFleur's guy, or it's Mr. Policy's guy?
No, that's Matt LaFleur's guy. Like
okay.
if Matt LaFleur's going to leak something, he leaks it to Tom Pelissero, is what I can gather. And I don't think Matt's told him how long his contract extension is. He hasn't told Tom. So again, I don't know if there's just people that are doing a better job of reporting than I am, or if these teams are all announcing that they signed their coaches to 5-year deals. That's what I'm saying. Because the bottom line is, I haven't seen anyone report how long Matt LaFleur is under contract. I have not seen anyone report that. Have you?
Obviously, I haven't, or I wouldn't have just went on that rant. So no.
Okay.
By the way, I don't like this whole NFL insider job. That to me would be like water torture. No, I'm being dead serious. What, you do this now, if you can analyze it and dissect it, it's great that you have the scoop, but that's awesome. But everybody else is right there, too. It's like you beat somebody by a second and a half.
Yeah.
What are we gaining?
And I think there are some things you give up to be able to do that.
I would love, like, your life, yeah.
Well, your life, and look, there's a seedy underbelly to that, too.
Here. We don't need 150 NFL insiders either. We don't.
Well, good luck. Luckily, you don't have one, even on this show. We'll get to Wonelli. We'll do that next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Brewers mini ticket plans for the 2026 season are available now with 6-game, 12-game, and build your own plan options. You can pick or build the best plan for your schedule, whether you're gearing up for tailgates under the sun, the thrill of the home runs, or the eruptions of walk-off wins. Brewers mini plans have you covered for the 2026 season with specially discounted ticket rates and more exclusive perks in each plan. Check out all the mini plan options available for 2026 now at brewers.com/ticket plans.
What's better than cheering for the Packers with an ice-cold beer in your hand? Cheering for the Packers with an ice-cold beer in your hand that you got for 10% off. And when you get Packers checking from Associated Bank, you get even more. Like 10% off food and 10% off drinks on game day. Like that ice-cold beer in your hand. Plus 15% off Pro Shop gear. Only with Packers checking. Associated Bank. Bank of the Packers. Learn more at associatedbank.com/Packers. Member FDIC.
My husband's an animal in bed.
Well, you know.
Not in the fun way. Think warthog. With a chainsaw.
Snoring and sleep apnea affect over 90 million people, and 1 out of 4 couples sleep in separate rooms. Advent can help. We've been Milwaukee's one-stop solution for nasal congestion, snoring, and sleep apnea for over 20 years. Unlike many other practices, we focus exclusively on these conditions, so you get comprehensive care under one roof. Advent's unique approach can help you breathe and sleep better, and many avoid a CPAP. Plus, most insurance is accepted for our effective 20-minute in-office treatments.
Hey, the only animal you want in your bed is your dog.
Advent. Sleep better. Sleep together. Learn how you can improve your life at adventknows.com.
It's a new year, and everyone's talking resolutions. Eat better, move more, give up everything fun. Yeah, Carbless says you don't have to do that part, because when you reach for a Carbless, you're choosing a better-for-you cocktail. With 0 carbs, 0 sugar, only 100 calories, and full of flavor, you can stay on track with your New Year's resolutions without having to commit to dry January. Start 2026 with balance, not guilt. Your goals matter, and your fun does too. Carbless, your New Year's first good decision.
Rock a big win this January at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee. Don't miss your chance to win a share of $60,000 in prizes every week. Just play with your rewards card for entries. Prize drawings on Thursdays. Plus, your January drawing entries all roll into an even bigger prize drawing in March. Rock on all month long, only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Game Night, so for Events by Design. Events like appreciation parties and retreats can go a long way towards boosting morale and retaining top talent. Events by Design is your go-to creative partner for employee events that truly make an impact. They help leaders retain top talent by making their people feel seen, valued, and celebrated. The creative team at Events by Design does all the planning and production, making sure things not only look great, but also work. Make a smart investment in your culture today. Search online, Events by Design. They design, you party.
Something exciting is happening at St. Kate the Arts Hotel. On the second floor, you'll find the Studio Kitchen and Cocktails, Milwaukee's destination for bold flavors, fresh sushi, seasonal entrees, and cocktails crafted with care. Start your day with a breakfast that fuels you, stop in for dinner that sparks conversation, or linger late into the evening with drinks designed to inspire. With flavors and drinks for every mood, the Studio is the perfect place to gather, celebrate, and connect. Be boldly social. The Studio Kitchen and Cocktails, now on the second floor at St. Kate the Arts Hotel.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
It's been a while since I've left you this much time for Wonelli. I hope you got some quality material to work with.
We'll see.
Well, we got pushed by EFCO to be in on time and out on time. And next thing you know, your clock management was pretty dang good today.
You weren't very good yesterday. It's clearly not you.
Oh, is that right? Color me shocked.
I'm not sure you had to respond that way. Time now for Wonelli.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Wonelli
on Wilde and Tausch.
So we had a couple of fans that actually chimed in with this off-air yesterday, and then I saw it again after the show yesterday, and then I saw it discussed on SportsCenter with Scott Van Pelt last night, and I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to bring this up to my guys, Jason and Old T. The AFC and NFC championship games over the weekend,
should be at neutral sites.
No. Big turning points in both were when teams went for it on 4th down and short and did not convert. The Denver Broncos did it late in the first quarter, up 7-0 at the Patriots' 14-yard line. 4th and 1, incomplete pass rather than taking 3 points. Little did they know at the time those 3 points could have been the difference in the game. The Rams, with 5 minutes left, down 31-27 at the Seahawks. They were at the 6, I think. They were really close. They opted to go for it instead of kicking the field goal to make it a 1-point game with 5 minutes left and all their timeouts. Ended up losing the game, and you never know how the final minutes could have played out differently if they were just looking to get into field goal range. Do you think there will be a shift in the National Football League in coaches gambling and going for it on 4th and short, as the analytics suggest they should, because of how these games played out and other games in the playoffs had similar situations where the losing teams went for it and didn't get it?
No. 4th and 1s are going to be almost auto go for it when you're on the other side of the 50. Analytics will tell you that. Now, Sean Payton, you have to understand where you're at, and this is where I don't know if he did or didn't, but you have a backup quarterback in a game that you knew the weather was going to get rough. You did end up getting 2 field goals blocked or missed at some point in that game, so it's not like this was a gimme. But you have to know, and I heard Vrabel say this after the game, you got to kind of have an idea how many points you're going to need to win. And understanding it was going to be tough sledding to get points. Both defenses obviously dominated the game. When you're in position, this wasn't a normal, September afternoon kick. Like,
it wasn't indoors.
This is an AFC championship game where you knew points were going to be hard to come by, and momentum was going to be critical. Sean Payton butchered it. He said after the game he butchered it. His ego, I think, got in the way. And it cost his team a chance to go to a Super Bowl.
I think that there might be a little bit of a correction. Maybe not for 4th and 1. What was the Rams, though? Was it 4th and 4?
4th and 4.
4th and 4 at the 6.
Yeah.
I didn't have one problem at all with them going for it there.
Yeah, I
The defense couldn't stop a nosebleed at that point.
Right, I didn't either in real time. But the question that I have is, how should situations factor into the analytics? And do the analytics take those into account? Right, when it tells you should, if 72% go or kick the field goal, does the time of the game, the way the game is played out, like, is it able to factor all that stuff in? Because you kick the field goal there to make it 31-30. If your defense can get a stop, which they ultimately did, I mean, it took a while, and they only had about 20 seconds left by the time it happened. But, like, you're playing differently defensively. You get the ball back, you can win it with a field goal. Like, I can see why that's second guessable. The one early in the game, I guess I don't understand, because we remember the 2014 NFC Championship game, and Mike McCarthy was criticized for not going for it when they were down in the close red zone and settling for field goals on those first two scoring drives, right? They still end up being up 16-0 at the half. But, like, when do you chase points and when do you say, you know what, let's take the points here and let's just pile up some points on the board?
They thought they would dominate that game defensively. They did. Mike was right. And it took a absolutely lemony snicket's operation in the last fourth quarter to go. Brutal loss, no doubt about it. I didn't have a problem with that. What I have a problem with, if you're going to start doing expedited reviews and you don't know when you're going to do them, Sean McVay snaps a timeout because he thought they were short, and even if they didn't, they needed to use it. And then he would have had a challenge and used the other timeout.
Right.
Shame on the NFL for that. They should have given him the expedited review. I don't know if he got the first down, but the way they handled that with what they've done expeditiously, it's a sham. You know, they use the timeout, let them challenge it, or at least go challenge it yourself.
Right.
You don't need to do that anymore. Get it right. They screwed McVay on that.
Totally agree.
So they better come up and put in a book what is expeditable and what's not, because right now it is a total blank show. Oh, whoa, this guy caught it. No, he didn't. You either have to use a challenge or you don't on non-scoring plays. You can't pick and choose. So, NFL, get your blank together. If this happens in a Super Bowl, get out there and expeditiously review it and get done. And don't force your coach to use 2 timeouts on one play, because that was BS.
Sound graph. You're 100% right. That one's a...
Could you imagine if that happened? They would kill Matt LaFleur for his clock management, and I would not, because that's blank.
Yeah.
But you have to snap that timeout because you got to stop the clock. You're up against it.
I totally agree with everything you said there. Let me devil's advocate you and just say, why not just challenge it from the jump?
Because
instead of popping the timeout.
And at that point the game was going to be 2 minutes. So if he had to do it again, but you're out there and you're like, we got to stop the clock.
Right, I agree.
So obviously he should have somebody in his pocket letting him know, hey, instead of taking the timeout, just throw the red flag because you're going to use the timeout anyways. Your challenge is dead because it's 3 minutes, 10 seconds left in the game. But the NFL is picking and choosing when they're forcing a coach to do it. Shame on them for that.
Yep. I was thinking the exact same thing as I watched that unfold. Why didn't they just take a look at it?
Are they going to go for it on 4th and 1?
Right.
Oh, baby. No.
Right.
No.
Whoa, Nelly. Whoa, Nelly!
Another reason I think home field advantage was nice there, besides the crowd noise and everything else.
That's not wrong either.
The Washington Commanders are hiring Davante Jones, who was one of the names floated out to be the Packers' defensive coordinator.
Interviewed.
He will now be the defensive coordinator in Washington. Big deal, little deal, or no deal relative to the Green Bay Packers. He was an assistant with the Minnesota Vikings.
Nah, no deal.
So 3 of the 4 that they interviewed have gotten defensive coordinator jobs, and I'm going to go out on a limb and predict that the next defensive coordinator for the Pittsburgh Steelers will be Al Harris for Mike McCarthy.
Oh, do you know something?
I don't. That is purely... He spent 5 years with Mike. Mike obviously coached him as a player. Didn't realize he was skipping the offseason program because he was unhappy with his contract.
Somebody brought up a great point, and I appreciate... A lot of times when I'm coached or someone critiques me, like it's like blank off. Someone critiqued me, and it was a great critique. I don't know. It was on Twitter after Domofsky came on, and Domofsky was awesome. He's breaking news all over the place. Now, a lot of it was wrong, but he was still breaking it.
What?
And he had said, you ask anybody on that team that Al Harris would be a defense, and you have said this, Charles Woodson told you this, that he would be a head coach, everybody would have told you you're crazy. And the person on Twitter said, why didn't you follow up and ask why? So, Jason, since Rob isn't here, why was that such a crazy thought?
Because he flat out said he wasn't going to get into coaching. Like, he said he wanted to help his son get ready to play college football.
This kid's a really good golfer.
But he had no interest in his older son, who I believe is grown now and out of college. But, yeah, he had no interest in coaching. And then and I actually used this in my story on Channel 3000, so you can read it as opposed to me having to send you a copy from the old ESPN Wisconsin, which is defunct, or having to pay your State Journal subscription. Like he did when he blew out his knee the second time. He was with the St. Louis Rams. And who's the defensive coordinator for Andy Reid now?
Spags.
Steve Spagnuolo said, hey, I know your season's over, but do you want to come to can you still come to our meetings? I think you have a lot to add. And he did, and he started to really get into coaching. And then he did an internship for Joe Philbin with the Dolphins for a year. And then Andy Reid hired him in Kansas City. And it just snowballed from there. But, yeah, I used that quote from our show that someone clipped for us from Charles Woodson, which is starting to become a bit of a phenomenon now. I'm not sure how I feel about that. But he really didn't. He never intended to, and now here he is. And as Charles told us in that interview, he wants to become an NFL head coach someday.
Oh, there you go. Go get it.
So, got to be a coordinator first, most likely. Not always, but most likely. And we'll see if that happens for him in Pittsburgh with Mike McCarthy, who he worked for.
Jesse, when people are clipping our stuff outside of us, they should make sure to put Wilde and Tausch down, right?
It'd be nice if we were tagged.
If you're going to do it.
Yeah, we don't mind if you want to do it.
We're slogging through 3 hours a day here. Just tag us. Yeah, I'm all for it. Take all of our stuff. Just throw our name on it.
And if you tag us, we might even like it and acknowledge that you tagged us as a little thank you. Watching the show.
All right, before we wrap up the show, Tausch is going to tell us about the Pickler again, and then I have in front of me, just hot off the presses coming across my desk, the favorites for next year's Super Bowl.
Okay.
Seems a little premature, but I thought you might be interested. Just like you're interested in the Pickler.
I am the Pickler at Menominee Falls, right off of Appleton Avenue, an indoor pickleball hotspot. You know what? Weather, it's been freezing. It's miserable. You know what? Not an excuse. The Pickler in Menominee Falls is built for everybody, beginners, former athletes, anyone that just wants to get out and move more, not be sitting around in this poor weather. And right now they're offering free learn-to-play clinics every Monday and Saturday at noon. No experience. You don't need any gear. They'll teach you everything. You're going to get a workout. You're going to meet a bunch of great people, and it's something that you're going to definitely want to come back for. They even have a West Allis location coming soon, which tells you how fast all of this is growing. So stop on in to the Pickler in Menominee Falls or contact the club directly, starting online at thepickler.com for more details. Jason, up in Green Bay, 1-year anniversary this Saturday, so pop in up there. Stop it at the Pickler Menominee Falls. Check it all out at PICKLR.com, thepickler.com.
How many teams have better opening odds for next year's Super Bowl than the Packers. This is ridiculous, but I find it interesting. I'll tell you next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance. All the antics.
The reason he's not running the ball real well this year is because his pants are way too high. You see him pull his pants up? Check it out.
All the action.
Should Matt LaFleur have waited to make this hire to at least talk to Jim Leonhard?
The fear was if you didn't hire him over the weekend, by the time that you talked to Leonhard, kind of sorted all those ducks out, that Gannon might be off the market.
The best of both worlds lives right here. Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Weekday mornings from 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Hey, this is Jason Wilde from Wilde and Tausch. Valentine's Day is almost here, and Racine Danish Kringles has you covered with their heart-shaped Kringle. You know my family loves Kringle from Racine Danish Kringles, and sometimes they share it with me. Racine Danish Kringles offers a heart-shaped Kringle with pink icing in raspberry, chocolate silk, cherry, and pecan flavors to send to your loved one. Order at Kringle.com or call 800-4DANISH. Racine Danish Kringles, the official pastry of ESPN Wisconsin. It's not just a treat, it's a tradition.
Kyle Brust-Nortman's Ben Brust here for Grimal & Associates Insurance. They do what anyone with a growing family, like myself, does. Protect what matters most. Grimal & Associates specializes in coverage that's tailored exactly to you. Clients aren't just policies, they're part of their community. Personalized American Family Insurance back service, expert guidance, and genuine commitment. Grimal & Associates focuses on building trusted relationships and providing peace of mind. The same values they've had for over 30 years in the Milwaukee area. Connect with Grimal & Associates at teamgrimal.com.
It's time for the Marquette Minute on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Matrix Basements.
Marquette fell on the road at Butler, 87-76, dropping the Golden Eagles to 7-14 overall and 2-8 in Big East play. Freshman Nigel James Jr. paced Marquette with 15 points and 8 assists, providing steady leadership on the floor.
Long rebound, Marquette. Long pass. James is free. He'll go to the basket and stuff it with two hands. Great pass.
Great look up the floor by Chase Ross.
Chase Ross threw the long pass, probably 80 feet.
The Golden Eagles showed balance offensively, getting 4 players into double figures and made a second-half push that trimmed the margin to 1 possession before Butler pulled away late. Marquette returns home Tuesday night at Fiserv Forum to host Creighton.
This has been the Marquette Minute on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Matrix Basements. Visit gomarquette.com/matrix to enter to win 4 tickets to National Marquette Day Saturday, February 7th when Marquette hosts Butler.
QC Kinetics helps active people stay active. People like David Boardman, police officer, competitive athlete, and gym owner who trains hard almost every day.
My body's taken a lot of abuse over the years. I've had multiple knee surgeries on both of my knees. I could barely run a mile prior to going to QC Kinetics. Doctors have all told me, hey, you are going to need knee replacements.
But QC Kinetics gave David great news.
We're going to give you the opportunity to have not 1, but 2 healthy knees, and we don't have to cut you open.
And after David's regenerative treatments at QC Kinetics?
Since I've gone to them, I run 20-30 miles a week. I really wouldn't be able to do that if it wasn't for QC Kinetics.
From knee pain to Ironman training.
It's a no-brainer.
Now it's your turn. Call QC Kinetics to book your free consultation today.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-240-2298. That's 414-240-2298. 414-240-2298.
The UW Credit Union member Mark Tauscher here. People ask me, old T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, is it to keep your banking local? Is it the member first service? Great perks like early payday? Absolutely. But honestly, between us, I mean, it's Bucky. I can't say no to that face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member and get your Bucky card like me. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Wrapping things up on Wilde and Tausch. We have not had free agency. We have not had the draft. But I'm always intrigued on just what teams have that vibe of a contender a year from now with so many things that could change. Tausch, how many teams do you think have better odds than the Packers right now for the Super Bowl?
I would say in the NFC, we're fourth.
That's pretty good. And overall, there are four teams with better odds according to this. The Bills are the favorite. I'm not sure I understand why. They're at 9-1. The Rams and the Seahawks are each 10-1. The Eagles are 12-1. And then tied at 14-1 are the Packers, the Lions, the Chiefs, and the Patriots.
Well, where are the Bears at? I thought the Bears were taking over the league.
No,
it's too bad
I'm
for
still
them.
Scrolling past 16-1, 18-1. They are 20-1 along with the Broncos and Texans. Bears, Broncos, and Texans.
See what happens to the Bears when they don't play the Saints and the Giants every week next season. See what happens.
Going to have a first-place schedule. You're 1,000,000% right on that. All right, that's it for us today. We'll do it again tomorrow. Is Brian Bulaga going to come back for more after subbing yesterday?
I think he's... we'll see. We'll see.
Oh, you're going to have to ask him nicely.
Might need Bakhtiari or TJ Lang instead.
Well, that's not going to help. That's not saying that kind of stuff. All right, that's it for us today. We'll do it again tomorrow. Great to have old T back. Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial-free full show podcasts are available free on the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Commercial payments at Fifth Third Bank combine experience with innovation. Trusted to process more than $17 trillion in payments each year, Fifth Third delivers reliability at scale while continuing to push what's next. Named one of Fortune magazine's most innovative companies, Fifth Third builds secure, efficient, and forward-thinking payment solutions. Because commercial payments require more than consistency. They demand innovation that keeps money moving. That's commercial payments. A Fifth Third better. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
From the biggest plays on the court to the comments made in the locker room after. An in-depth recap of every Bucks game.
In 6 minutes. No more?
No less. Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus Audio Network. If you missed any of the game or just want to relive the biggest moments, Bucks in 6 provides game recaps every morning after. Hear the